So, you just got lucky. Next time I'm going to make you think you're going crazy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Big preach.
Oh, that's more content.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright. So, let's go ahead and get some nice little intro action going. So, welcome everyone back to the wonderful Siege of Etheria. Tonight is episode 17, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Where we last left, our heroes were flying upon the Albatross. They were heading from Golden Fields down towards the Citadel, as Nosh had essentially convinced the gnomish inventors that the party flying on the Albatross for its maiden voyage, as it being a prototype ship, would be a very good reputation starter for them to create an enterprise of logistical transports, and that they will happily send 30% of their earnings to the Keep in McCrag for the party's participation in this and helping them kind of set up this business. So
totally just heard you say prototype shit, just let you know.
Yeah.
Not ship, shit.
Shit. Prototype shit.
Okay.
Context.
Got it.
Yeah. So, they're flying on the Albatross, where they basically boarded it, and they started moving. This was after fighting the three demons and having their powers get traded in the beginning of combat, where they essentially flattened those three demons in an instant, which was hilarious. And where we last left them was that they were flying upon the Albatross, and everything was going smoothly. They ran into some condors, but it wasn't anything to write home about. The last thing that happened was that a few flashes of light came out of the clouds. One of the flashes of light actually hit the viewing deck where the party was sitting and melted a significant portion of the metal and glass of the viewing deck. And the party could see in the shadow of the clouds were the shape of two, what you would assume to be adolescent dragons. And so that's where we are currently. So once Mr. Salt returns from restarting his Hralter, hello, Alex. Pleasure for you to be here, my guy. I'm not going to have KK looking for you tonight, right? I hope not. I hope so, too. I didn't see you. Alright? I didn't see you.
Okay.
See, I see him, but that's because I like to cause trouble.
I mean, that's fair. So, that is where we are. With us tonight, if she does join, I'm dipping. There's 5 other streams you can jump into for safe havens. You're good. So, who we have with us tonight? We have, of course, Finrod, played by Stealth Rage. We have Kovral, played by Mr. Rexus. We have Nosh Seaborn, or as he calls himself, motherfucking Nosh Seaborn, played by Birdclock.
Hell yeah. Birdclock.
Birdclock. There, that should have been your name.
Shoot fucking fuck.
Birdclock.
Bird
We
cock.
have... No. Reminder, this is a mature stream because of Bird. Viewer discretion is advised.
Because of her.
Only because of me.
Yeah,
Strictly
only
because of
because-
me.
yeah.
Listener and viewer
Yeah.
discretion is advised.
Listener aggression. is
We
advised.
have Rage the Aarakocra, played by It's Time to Rage.
Guten Tag.
And of course we have the lovely Tovar, played by Salty Viking.
Bah.
Meh.
I wouldn't
And then,
call
of
it
course,
lovely,
it
but
is me, your DM, Baron the Priest, here once again to run these goobers through a hell of a time. I just work here. So,
Look,
a couple...
Only Mrs. R can call me a goober, okay?
The only person we're missing tonight is Mandy. She had a pretty rough day, and so she was falling a little bit behind. So she won't be joining us tonight, which is fine. Everyone's allowed to have self-care days because it's important. Housekeeping stuff is that we're having the episode today. The finale of Beyond the Brink is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. I would like to have as many people as attendance as possible, just because it is going to be a pretty big ending to it, and most people that would be in attendance are going to be in the campaign that will be starting halfway through August. That will be a sequel to that campaign. So, with that, let's go ahead and begin. So, as I said before, you all found yourselves looking down the two shadows of two what look to be dragons. And these are large, so let's keep them like that. As the shadows of the dragons come up through the clouds, their breath coming past and hitting the albatross, causing points of it to melt and bubble from whatever is being fired at it. You can finally start to see the colors and the shape of these creatures as they start to come through the cloud cover. As the rounds have gone past the albatross, you can hear the gnomes have gone to a form of panic as you see them running towards their gunnery, battening down what hatches they can and getting the gunners to stations. Engineers moving across the entire ship trying to make sure that it can stay aloft, as they never expected to be attacked by something of such a high threat level. They expected possibly some larger birds and some other larger fauna, but they never expected the reptilians, hunters of the sky themselves, to come up and try to attack their vessel, seeing it as a threat. Their heads come out of the cloud cover first. Their horns curved forward and around their heads, almost to form a cage of sorts to protect their brains. Their scales, though you expect them to be of a different color based on the damage, you can see that they absorb the sunlight that is around them. They seem to be blacker than the night that you have flown through previously. As both of these younger dragons, their wingspan still reaching close to 23 feet for both of them, break through the cloud cover, their maws dripping what looks to be green acid falling off of their mandibles and into the sky below them. Stare down, all of you sitting on the albatross, as the gnomes have run to the weapons and have prepared what they can to fight to make sure they can make it to the crucible. You can hear in the distance, over the commotion of the combat, of the alarms going off throughout the ship, that there is a siren going off in the crucible below, bells ringing, and air raid sirens going off, very old school crank ones, wailing in the distance, as the fort itself has become alerted, seeing these two large young dragons come out of the cloud cover and begin attacking your vessel. So now begs the question, what do you do?
Oh man, I take a nap and I wake up to dragons. This is gonna be fun.
Helps if I. So, I want to try and see what I can do to help defend the ship. Go run to the captain, see what we can do to help. At least for what I'm going to do. Anyone else?
Yeah, we probably should fucking see if there's anything that we could do, or if he wants us to just kind of like stand by and wait for them to come.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. How dare you, Rexus?
So I know if Travis was here, me and him were talking about this. This is out of character.
Right.
And we were talking about this, and he fucking told me that I should tell you that my declaration would be to fucking run and jump at them and hit the dragons with my dick. He wanted me to say it just like that.
With your dick.
With my dick.
Very good, very good.
But no, I'm not doing that.
I want to turn these dragons into toaster strudels.
Yeah, fucking Bird is the bard, so I'll let him fucking try and seduce the dragon.
I want to romance the dragon.
Yeah,
One of them.
Roll a Constitution save. Prepare to take damage.
Roll a Constitution save.
Why is it Mandy here? She could just shift into a dragon or a
20, baby.
donkey.
Give me that
and
20.
fucking Shrek it.
Give me that 20.
Jesus. Alright, so all of you are basically standing by and looking out there. The only one of you that really has range combat capabilities is Rage. The rest of you are strictly melee combat, maybe minus a couple of spells. Finrod, you run down the stairs through the bulkheads to the bridge below you to meet with the captain. As you're running down, you see that you guys are still over open water. You just crossed over one of the smaller land masses in the interior body of water of Etheria. And the captain looks very pale in the face. As he's still standing and he is still giving out orders, but you can see that he is shaken from what he is seeing. And you ask him what you can do, as you said that you were going to. He looks at you and goes, "The only option I see is to try and get over solid land. Because the only way we're going to win this is if either we can ground them, or if they get a lucky hit off and ground us. I would rather land on the dirt than in the ocean. Is there a way that you could buy us time to get over land?"
We could try and buy you some time to get over land.
We have the gunner position set up, but we don't think that even with the amplifications of the crystals in those weapons, that our spells are going to do enough against those dragons. As you know, dragons have resistance against magical weaponry, or spells in general. And so we're going to have to try and keep them at bay from destroying the engines, or even destroying the balloon of the Albatross, or the bladder of the Albatross, to make sure that we can get closer to landfall, so either we can get down to the ground, force them with us, or force them onto the ground and then take them out. I know that most of your party is melee focused, and this will be difficult, but we may be able to maneuver to get you closer, and possibly get onto the dragons themselves if the ability arises. I don't know.
So I can hit it with my mace.
I don't know what the capabilities of you heroes are, other than the stories I've heard. But that's the only idea I have, is that we can try and keep their attention with weaponry we have. But we're going to have to get ourselves somewhere safer so we can engage them in full combat. Because being a prototype ship, we just don't have the guns to deal with this sort of threat.
All right, I will work with Rage to see what he can do to shoot at them for the moment, since he is our one ranged. And then if you do get close, I don't see why not. One of us could possibly try to jump on and to make a decoy.
If
and
you are
make them avoid you.
If you are planning on leaving the ship expeditiously to try and find yourselves on the dragons, we do have we have two specifically grappling hooks that would be large enough for people of your stature to use, that can at least try and make sure that you don't fall to your death out of the Albatross if you do happen to miss.
Oh, that would be perfect.
But we only have the two, so you're going to have to find two people that are willing to do this, and we're going to have to try and keep them away from the Albatross for as long as possible until we're over land.
All right, yeah, where can I grab those?
He goes, the armory would have it. Unfortunately, the rest of the weaponry we have is built for gnomes, which would be unusable to any one of your party of the current size you are. But the grappling hooks there are meant for pulling in cargo, so they should be large enough and sturdy enough to carry one person each for use in this boring maneuver, so to speak.
All right. So, I'm guessing that's probably it from the captain.
Yeah.
So I'll go grab the grappling hooks and meet everyone back up on deck if that's where everyone is.
Yeah, basically, you guys are playing a game of chicken with these dragons at this point. So the rest of the party would be at the viewing deck, basically looking at the situation as they're about a mile from you and closing the distance. As they're flying at you, the Albatross still following its normal path. So, Finrod, you enter the viewing deck with the 2 grappling hooks in hand.
So, I got some grappling hooks, guys. Anyone want to try and ride some dragons?
Yeet me. I would like to be yeeted.
Hold up, who can't I carry here if I was flying? Be Tovar, right?
Yeah, Tovar and possibly Kavral, because since Kavral is a stout, fully plate-armored paladin, he's a dense boy. So you probably you'd have issues probably carrying Kavral. Everyone else would be okay. Well, except Tovar. So Tovar and Kavral are the only 2 that you really can't lift.
Okay, so Tovar and Kavral are too fat for me to carry. Got it. What do you guys think we should do? I mean, I know we got the 2 grappling hooks. 2 people want to go, but I mean, keep in mind, Nosh and Finrod, you're the only ones that I can catch if you miss.
I'll fucking send her.
Of course you will.
Question.
Yes.
Can I fasten a rope to the axe and fucking throw it at him to try and, like, that way technically we would have 3.
Don't you have rope on your person because you brought
Yes.
a Dungeoneer's kit? Then
Yes.
you could probably, because of your strength, use your axe as a quote-unquote grappling hook.
Yes.
A grappling axe, if you will.
So now we have 3 grappling options.
Technically 3. 2 actual grappling hooks and a barbarian's best attempt at I'm going over there.
And at least then, if I fucking miss the throw, I can reel my axe back in and try again. You know, rather than
that's
just
fair.
trying to yeet myself off of the fucking platform.
I mean, it would be pretty metal just to get a running start off the bridge and just like...
Yeah, I know, but so would fucking now turning a goddamn battle axe into a fucking grappling hook.
A great axe specifically, so it's just this giant 2-handed thing you're just frisbeeing out and something.
Yeah.
Bucket we ball.
Alright, so yeah, so you have 2 grappling hooks, and then Tovar has his get over here axe.
Get over here.
And so my range says 150/600. So is
Yeah.
this be a 600 one?
Yeah, so it would essentially be, so anything past 600 feet would be a disadvantage. Anything within 150 to 600 would be your normal. And then basically below 150 is where things get a little weird. But basically, you won't have disadvantage again unless you're firing at something at close combat.
Okay. Is that with my bionic eye thing too?
Your eye lets you see farther. It doesn't mean that you can shoot farther without having...
Can aim
like,
farther?
you-
Okay.
Yeah. Like, you would have, even at 600 feet, hitting a target with advantage because of your eye for perception, being able to spot that target would be impressive. Hitting it is still the limitations of the bow itself.
Got it. You said they're a mile away?
At this point, yeah. So you can tell they're definitely out of range, but it's going to give you time to come up with a plan. When they get close enough to start strafing the albatross, they'll be well within range for you to start hitting them.
Okay. So my bow's going to be useless for a little bit, guys. But I could fly around and make sure you don't fall to your death. Tovar, if you slip,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude.
I'll catch him.
Okay.
I'll catch them,
Fucking dodge.
and then you both fall. Just like the skydiving incident. Just like, I got you! Who's got us?
I'll just
So-
cannonball into the water.
Does anybody need a little boost to make it onto the dragon?
No.
No. I saw what happened with Rage.
That was
So-
one time. And I've thrown you pretty well.
I mean, if you
The
want to throw me,
doors.
go for it. I got wings. I can recover.
So you guys can tell that from the distance you're at and the speed of which both parties are going is that you have about, I would say about 15 seconds before they're within engagement range of Rage's bow and the weapons on the ship. Which at that point they're probably going to try and come in to either slash or strafe the ship itself, which will give you your opening to try and attack, to attach yourselves and try to get on them.
Yes.
And so, for mechanics' sake, essentially what will happen is that you will have equivalently 2-ish minutes, to keep the ship alive before you're over land. So
Okay.
basically, from start of you fighting, you have 2 minutes to protect the ship until you're over landfall, where then you can go through the rest of your plans of either grounding the ship or grounding the black dragons.
So they're black dragons.
Yes, they are young black dragons.
Fuck.
No comment. I do have entanglement arrows and stunning arrows. Will that cause them to drop if I hit them with
It
it?
could. It's so you imagine that as a ranger, you would know that if you fire an entanglement arrow, if you can essentially stop their wings from moving, it would cause them to nosedive into the ground. Essentially, for stunning arrows, you know you'd have to go through
What
their
the fuck?
constitution, which dragons are pretty hardy creatures. So you know that may be a good try. It may not work, but at least you could give yourself a chance to basically stop them from either attacking or get them to veer off for an instant.
Okay.
What are the chances of taming a dragon?
Slim to none.
I already asked. Me
I
and
was
Mandy
already,
both
I
were
was already
asking.
double teamed by Salty and Mandy about taming the dragons, and I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Can you imagine having a fucking pet dragon to just fly around with?
That's what I was
That would be
saying.
pretty cool, but also, dragons are very intelligent creatures.
I got a +4 in animal handling.
That's okay. So
Yeah,
let
but
me
you
put
have a
it to you
+4
this
on
way.
sentient being handling.
Worst case scenario, I have a +9 in athletics, so we can just fucking beat it into submission.
If
BMG
it
all
doesn't
over
beat
again.
you first.
I got a 12 in intimidation. I don't think I'm gonna intimidate these, but
We're just
So-
gonna throw Nosh, and he's gonna be fucking mean mugging the dragons the entire time, and then they're just gonna get
Jesus Christ.
You're just gonna hold them up like a totem pole, just be like, get away, get away. Like a crucifix made out of
Yeah.
mosh. Just like,
you are not mine.
he's
Power
our
Bosch compels you.
As
He
a
can
big
be our-
throne.
yeah,
Get fucked.
he can be our Nosh crow.
Nosh crow. Get away from the crops.
so out of character, to make sure you are aware, because this apparently is a thing that you guys want to tame a dragon at some point. I'm going to give you the list of things you'll have to do.
Oh, God.
You'll have to go find a dragon nest. you will have to fight an ancient dragon, because you'll have to steal one of the eggs. You'll then have to get the egg out of said nest without dying from the ancient dragon, which, depending on the type of dragon, can be anywhere from CR 21 to 27. Then once you have the egg out of the nest, you then have to incubate said egg, hatch said egg, and then try to imprint yourself on the wormling as a companion. Which, because wormlings are still very sentient, even when fresh hatched, they may or may not imprint, and they may just try to eat you because you're food to them. So, like, if you go through all those hurdles, and then somehow imprint yourself on the wormling and don't die, and the wormling accepts you as a companion, because, again, since they're sentient, you can't be, like, their master, their controller. It has to be symbiotic. So if you're able to get them to agree to it, then and only then would you have a wormling familiar. But then there's the issue of feeding it, caring for it, making sure that villages you go to don't try to fucking kill you immediately because you have a dragon, and dragons are terrifying to everyone who isn't a hero or an adventurer. And then growing them up, which takes multiple years, from wormling to juvenile and then to adult.
Yes.
Which at every stage they will try to break away from you because they are very independent creatures. They're solitary. So that's the list of stuff you have to go through, just so you're aware.
Sounds
So,
I just
So
look
what
over
I-
and I just see Salty being like, all right, Otor, prepare for it now.
All right.
yes.
so what? So what I'm hearing,
totally up for this if the dragon can be voiced by Sean Connery. Then I'm okay.
It needs to be voiced by Morgan Freeman. What are you talking about? The dragon's like, Morgan Freeman. Anyways, what I'm hearing is we go to the.
Burton's gonna sit there and be like, the only way that I'm gonna let this dragon fucking be in there is if Salty does the Dobby voice the entire time.
That would be the payment. You'd have to voice the dragon as Dobby.
So
That's how you imprint on it. You have to give commands in the Dobby voice.
guys, hard things made simple. I grab the dragon egg, right, sleight of hand, steal it, shove it up my ass, warm it up, keep it incubated.
No. He has a fucking prison pocket of holding. It's fine.
Exactly. Shove it up my ass and then just keep it warm. Let it incubate in my butt. And then
Fucking done
hatch
with
it.
this already.
This is a
That's not what they
terrible
knew.
plan.
He fucked up.
Yeah.
Burton, did
so-
you forget about the prison pocket of holding?
No, I didn't.
He doesn't have a prison pocket of holding. That is not a thing that we discussed or is canon.
You said that butt pipes were fucking canon, so how else is he gonna keep them in his butt?
He doesn't have butt pipes. He just has regular bagpipes. Anyway,
Alright.
you can see that the dragons are encroaching on your position, and they, within
Yes.
the next few seconds, are going to be within combat range.
I want to note that that entire time that we were talking out of character, I was just, securing the rope to the fucking Goliath fucking grapple hook.
Are they in reach for me yet?
Getting his javelins ready.
Yes,
for when
they
get close
are.
enough.
You know that in a few seconds they'll be in range of both you, Rage, as well as the guns on the ship.
All right. So if you're getting your javelins ready, I'll give Nosh then the other grappling hook.
Hell yeah. I'll fucking eat it.
Alright, so
So-
before we do anything, you guys have the grapples, so make sure you dedicate who has grapples. Tovar, I need you to roll me just a regular d20.
A regular D20.
Just a regular d20. Nothing
Alright.
fancy, just a regular d20 roll.
Doing it in D&D Beyond.
Okay.
Oof! That's a 2.
I did get a 20 on my con save, guys. I'm just letting you
Okay.
know.
Alright, thank you for that. That's in the brain pocket.
God
Alright,
damn it.
so,
So the axe flies 2 feet and then just drops, and he loses the rope. Is that what this is?
no. It's funny.
Oh, oh God. I thought
So-
that was the worst of the worst.
So they are now
Hey.
in range of the guns and you rage.
All right, so I want to pull out an entanglement arrow out of the hunter's quiver and take aim at. They're not labeled.
I know, I'm fixing
There we go.
it. There.
Don't like that you had me roll a d20 for this rope thing.
Don't worry about it.
I'll take aim at D2,
Okay.
and I still get an advantage with this, yeah, because of my eye, or no?
Yeah. You get
Yeah.
you get advantage because of your perception, so you could tell that they're coming. I think does your bow just give you advantage on marked targets?
Because
Because you can, I think you with your oath bow
Oh,
you can take one target per long rest.
Yeah, if it's a sworn enemy. I mean, I could do that.
Up to you.
Because Hail of Thorns won't work, will it? I mean, they're
I mean,
5 feet apart
Hail
anyways.
of Thorns will still like hit stuff, but like you won't be able to horde breaker.
Right. Shit, do I want to do that or do I want to do Hunter's Mark? So Hail of Thorns level 2 is 2d10 extra damage.
Yes.
Cool. All right, so I'm gonna use my oath on D2.
Okay.
Why the fuck did notes pop up? Yeah, oath on D2. I'm also going to cast Hail of Thorns level 2, and I would like to roll a hit with that entanglement arrow on D2,
Yes. Do the thing.
and that'll be with advantage because I have the oath on him.
Yes.
Cool. Whoa, that's fucking bullshit. Oh my god.
So you do have 7 fate points to use to reroll your stuff.
Oh, do I still reroll with advantage or no?
Yeah. It's essentially you get to redo it entirely if you want to burn a fate point.
Guys, can I use a fate point?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
All right, we'll do it. Fuck.
Gosh.
Jesus Christ.
I'm still worried about that too.
It's still terrible, but
Don't
whatever.
worry about it.
Give Daddy nauseous. Yes.
So you fire the arrow, and as it flies out, you see the ropes pop out of the arrowhead and go to entangle the wing. And you see the ropes hit it, but they don't seem to wrap around and lodge. They just kind of hit it and they get flunked off into the sunset.
Yay!
It was, you just look at it, you're like, oh, my angle was off. My angle was off. I didn't correct the speed.
I never miss.
Well,
I mean,
Alright.
that
and
right there is a
so-
lie, so you should not be able to speak that.
So I'm going to roll for the gnome guns. Very good. Yeah. Alright, so one of them crit and one of them regularly hit. So you see that D1 gets hit with what looks like a blast of lightning out the right, one of the right side guns. D2 seems to get hit by another blast of lightning off the left side gun. They don't seem really bothered by it, but you can see that they got hit by it. So they're definitely a little shaken, but nothing has really changed.
Are they
And at this
in javelin range?
at this point, they're now within range of javelins, and they're getting closer to your grappling hook ranges.
Totally get a second attack, by the way.
Yeah. You can definitely roll your second attack.
All right. Still the advantage, yeah?
Yeah,
Is oath bow?
because if it's the same target, then yes.
Yeah. Do another entanglement arrow, too.
Yeah.
19.
All right. You fire your arrow this time at the dragon, and it seems that the net hooks seem to actually lodge into play, and actually seem to find good ground to lodge onto the dragon's wing. And I just need to pull up the entanglement area 3 DC 10 plus attacker's attack bonus. Okay, so that would be 17. All right, DC 17, and it's a Dex Arena. Dex Arena. Yeet. Oh no! Yeah, he fucked it up.
Ooh.
So he does not save against the entanglement arrow. And so you get your second shot off. Your first shot, you saw the net hit the wing and didn't really wrap up. You recount for the angle of attack and you fire again. And you see the net latch onto the wing full-heartedly and wholesale as you see it clap on. And all of a sudden the wing gets stuck to the side of the dragon as you hear a loud roaring screech as you see it start to descend out of the sky. And you can see that you are at least a kilometer up in the air. So you see D2 all of a sudden start falling towards the earth, specifically going to land here. And so
Question, do I still roll damage or no?
I mean, you can, yeah. So I can just mark it. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so normal damage. And then that entangled thing doesn't do anything, right? No damage, no extra damage for that?
Yeah,
okay.
they already did the save on it.
Alright, so Hail of Thorns level 2 is 2d10.
Made him small
8.
to represent. Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
And then the Oath Bow is... I can't see.
So it should be 13 damage total.
Right, and then I did the Sworn Enemy, so 3d6 extra.
Yes.
Nice.
Very nice. So you did 26 total, and I don't believe these have major resistance. Okay. So you do 26 damage to it, and you see it start to plummet towards the landmass below, which is why I made it tiny, to represent its smallness compared to the albatross. And I'm going to quickly see... Okay, so yeah, it saves itself and lands onto land. You see a large dust cloud from below, as you just see its entire body mass slam into the dirt beneath the albatross.
All right, guys, one is down. Go for the other one. Sorry, I thought you were done. My
Yep,
bad.
no, you're good. So I was just going to say that the albatross moves forward. Yep. All right. So you guys can now see that D1 is within range of javelins, and in the next couple seconds it's going to be close enough for the grappling teams to try.
I would like to attempt to hit it with a couple javelins.
Do it.
What's my thing to hit the javelin? +5. First is 17 to hit.
You see it hit its armor, but you see the angle is off and the javelin flies off into the sky.
And a 16 to hit.
The second javelin you throw, you try your hardest to aim for the wing, and it goes short, hits its side plating, and bounces off into the sunset as well. Wow.
And yep, that's all I can do right now, I guess.
Alright. All the guns have fired, rages fired, javelins have been thrown, and at this point you see that it is coming in to strafe the albatross. You see that one grappler will have a chance to try and get on it before it's able to attack. Who is
Dibs.
going to be the first grappler?
Dibs. Daddy knows.
Can I preemptively do you, like, jump and fly off the ship?
I mean, yeah, you could already be flying. You'd be able to keep up with the
Yeah.
ship with your
Cool.
wingy boys.
I'm going for it, ladies.
All right. So from you, Nosh, I'm gonna need athletics to yeet your grappling hook at this dragon as it's flying by.
All right, boys, ready for the throw of the lifetime. 15 plus 6 is 21.
So you guys see Nosh say this as he throws the grappling hook out without even looking at you guys. And you see the rope tied around his waist attached to the other side of the hook. He goes, "Where is the throw of a lifetime?" And you see him throw it. And all of a sudden he gets yanked off the side of the ship as the dragon flies by.
Fucking very Captain Jack Sparrow like.
You'll remember this as the day you almost caught Captain Nosh Seaborn.
Yeah, and you see Nosh all of a sudden just get lifted up and away as the dragon came in for a strafing hit. And the hook lands solidly, and Nosh just gets yoinked off the deck and is now trailing behind the dragon, pulling on the rope.
Oh no.
Ugh.
There's like some Air Force One shit going on right now.
Yeah, I'm just like pulling myself in.
Yeah,
Reeling
so
it in.
you're so as this is happening, so the first grappler was able to get it off as it was coming in for a claw attack. It is coming in from aft to bow, or aft to stern. So someone else will be able to try and throw their grappling hook as well at it as it passes by. Nosh, as you're pulling yourself up, you see that it reaches out a claw and tries to swipe at the albatross. And you see that its claw hits the structures on the side of it, missing one of the engines by just a few feet as it scrapes into the side of the hull, leaving behind green and bubbling wounds in the metal.
That's cute. Just a
Right,
smart
so-
comment.
Second grappler, who's it going to be?
It'll be me,
All right.
I
Alright.
believe.
Yeah, either or.
I still have some more
Or
javelins to throw.
actually,
Yeah.
if you want to go, I forgot about that. You made that. You want to try that out?
Yeah, fuck it, let's give it a shot.
All right, athletics check to throw your grappling axe.
Come on, Tovar. Get up here with me. The air is mighty fine.
It's 18.
So
What?
you
did worse?
throw your grappling axe with your full strength, and as it's flying by, you see your axe land into the side of it. You hear a roar from the dragon, and as you stand ready to watch your rope go taut, you see it go taut and then go limp.
Yep, saw that coming.
But you see Nosh still hanging off of it like a Klingon on the back of the dragon, and you see that you'd have a moment to jump and grab onto Nosh as he flies by.
Yes.
I will catch
Athletic
you.
check, go.
Oh Jesus!
I will catch you.
Oh no.
Oh,
Wait,
Don't fall.
15.
Remember, you have fate points.
Can I catch him?
I'm okay with you doing it if
Yeah,
you want to try.
I mean, if he does it, he could die. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, can I catch his like arm as he's like, just about to
Oh!
fall to catch?
No, you don't need to. 29.
Oh yeah.
20.
I mean,
Nice, there you go.
Oh,
So, with that fate point reroll, Tovar, you see Nosh flying past you, and you see that your rope has gone limp. You see your axe in the side of the dragon. Your anger overcomes you as you're like, I'm getting my axe back. And you jump at Nosh as you see him fly by, and you grab onto the rope above Nosh's head as now you're both flying behind the dragon as you're trying to climb up the rope. And then, Kavral, you see that you'd have a couple moments as the dragon comes by the viewing deck. As you see the shenanigans happen to your right, you see that you'd have a moment to throw a javelin at it.
Alright. I will attempt. Fucking 17 again.
You throw it, and you see it stick into the side armor, but you don't see any effects of it once it lands. So you feel that it hit the scales and penetrated, but not deep enough to actually do damage.
Do I have enough time for a second attack?
You can definitely try.
Okay. I'm going to attempt a second attack. It's a 10. Never mind. I can't roll today.
You throw it, and it's just as you throw it, it's already past you. Like you try to pull it, and you're like, ha! And it missed its tail by a foot, and you're like, no!
It actually sounds like something that Rexes would do.
Yes,
No,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Then I'll just kind of like look over at Stealth and cast. Sorry, I forgot the name of the spell. I have to look at it again. Shield of Faith on it.
Okay.
That's what,
So-
+2 to AC.
Plus 2 AC for the
Yeah.
duration.
Do I have more time for arrows or no?
Yeah, you'll have a time to take a shot, or take your 2 shots as you see Tovar has latched onto the rope, that Nosh has lashed onto the dragon, and you can clearly see his axe in the side of the dragon, but the rope that is attached to Tovar is flailing behind him in the wind. So you can kind of guess what happened.
Yeah, let's use a frost arrow this time.
Okay.
Alright. And still rolling with advantage, yeah? Oh no, this is
not the
no,
Mark
this is a
Dragon.
different one. Yep. So,
Just standard Mick rolls.
oh fuck that.
All.
Who am I hitting?
I mean, you can burn a point if you want.
The air.
I already did one today.
I mean, you can burn as many as you want. It just once you hit 0, you got no more.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not going to argue with burning a point if it doesn't hit someone and make them fall.
Yeah, let's do that then. Yeah, let's do that then.
All right. So you
What's
see
so
it
much
hit.
better?
I mean, it's not going to hit
Please
anybody.
one of them.
There's not going to be a
Yeah, I know.
catastrophic failure on that end. So
No, I
you
thought
do
you read it as a
fire.
1 again, by the way, so.
Oh no, it's another one. No. So you fire, and you see it hit the flank of the dragon, and you see it much like the javelin that you see sticking out of the side that cover all through. Is that you see it land, but you must have just hit one of the scales dead on as the frost head detonated, and you don't really see it do anything to the dragon as it flies past. You do get your second attack, though, Rage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's do that then.
There you go. That's a solid hit.
Oh, thank goodness. Alright, so regular damage 5.
Mm-hmm.
The frost, I think, was 1d10. Yeah, 1d10 of cold damage.
Okay. 1d10 cold. Very good.
And then my hail of thorns, which is 2d10. So I should just roll
Yes.
3 of those.
Yeah, just roll 3.
So 8 and then 9, so additional 15, so 20 in total.
22, yeah.
No, 22. Cool.
So 22 damage in total. So you definitely hit the dragon this time, and they definitely felt it as you hear a shriek, and you see the frost starting to cover its hindquarters as you hit it in essentially its hamstring, as it's starting to creep over the scales. And so at this point, I'm going to need Tovar and Nosh to give me athletics to start climbing up the rope.
22.
Very good.
Nice.
24.
Very good.
Nice.
So you two start ascending the rope precariously as Tovar, you're essentially doing a army rope crawl where you're just like
Yes.
hanging from beneath of it with your legs. And Nosh, you were just simply pulling yourself in as you were tied to it. And so the two of you are slowly but surely making your way up the rope. You got about 30 or so feet left. But you feel like that you're pretty confident with your rolls that you're going to get there without really having much difficulty. And you see that the dragon is definitely taking maneuvers, trying to swing guys off the rope, but your grip is iron, and you are stuck on there. And you guys see that the albatross moves ever closer to landfall as the dragon starts to circle on the left side of the albatross. And so, starting off, we'll have the guns of the ship fire once more. and they're going to try their best.
What kind of guns are we talking about?
Basically, they're crystal amplification weapons used by the gnomes, since gnomes are usually magically gifted. So the crystals amplify their spells so that they can use them essentially as like onboard weaponry.
Got it.
Hello, moist desert veggie. Thank you for being here, cactus. I hate that you have the word moist in your name. I think I've told you that before, but I wanted to tell you again.
Oh, Mrs. R can't stand it.
So you only see one gun get a good shot off on.
I just hear in the background. Oh, come on!
Told you she hates it.
So you see
Moist.
one of the port side guns get a good shot off and hit the dragon in its flank from another lightning shot. You see that it's still going, but it definitely felt that shot as it was relatively within close, like medium range. And so now you guys, as you're seeing it circle, you can see that slowly but surely Tovar and Nosh are climbing up the ropes, and that they're almost to the backside of the dragon. And so now it comes down to, we're going to swing back to their actions in a second. So, Rage and Kavral, you guys would have actions to do something, and then Finrod, you'd have a chance to try and grapple on if you so choose.
I have one more javelin, so I can throw one more.
Do it. Roll it. Do it.
Do it.
Oh, a 17 plus 6 this time. So that's
There you
20,
23.
Nice.
That you throw this javelin, and out of all of them you've thrown, your frustration grows, and you just put all your dwarven might through. You get like the little, you step back a few, and you do the javelin step, and you throw it, and you see it land right underneath the wing joint on its right side, and you see it land solidly, doing some pretty good damage as you hear it roar and shriek as the javelin lands, giving Rage an opening to fire an arrow into the dragon before it passes and Finrod tries to grapple.
Yeah, so let's do another frost arrow. First hit 14? Probably not.
No.
No. So I'll just roll the second one then. Cool.
Do it.
16?
So both arrows land, but you feel like you hit some of the denser scales and they don't seem to do damage. It's a big target you're hitting, it's just you seem to be hitting a couple of the scale groups that are thicker than others. And so at this point, Finrod, you see a javelin hit in the wing, you see the arrows land, and you see that you have a single opening to try and get yourself across.
Can I, like, crouch down and, like, put my shield up to kind of just, like, give him a springboard?
Yes,
Advantage.
you would give him advantage on his athletics check.
Excellent.
Advantage on athletics, son.
Yes. Dun dun dun
Let's
dun.
see how this goes.
Dun 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 dun.
17.
So you throw your grappling hook. A 2. You throw your grappling hook, and at first you think it misses as you are doing a running jump to throw it and catch on. But at the last second, you see the hook grab onto the javelin that Kavral had thrown prior, giving you that little bit of advantage, that one miracle that you needed. As it pulls you, and as you jump into the air, you are then yoinked as the momentum of the dragon catches up with you. And so you find yourself trailing behind, pulling yourself up the rope slowly towards the dragon's hide as well.
I feel like the Wile E. Coyote right now is all of a sudden like, it's like, oh, I'm not going to get pulled. And all of a sudden, whoop!
Just a cloud of dust is left in the shape of Finrod.
Yeah.
Acme written on the rope.
The eyes
Oh,
are left behind for a split second, then follow.
So yeah, so you're now following behind. So Nosh and Tovar, you now both find yourselves on the back of the young dragon.
Yes.
Yes. As you see that Finrod is now trailing behind on its flank, hooked on to a wound made in the wing joint by Coverall's javelin.
About time you showed up.
You know, I want to see how you guys lasted.
You're saying this as like you're holding onto the rope with your gauntlets, just yelling at them like, "Yeah, I wanted to see what all the fuss was about." As you're just being dragged behind.
Not gonna lie, this dragon looking thick.
Shut up.
Jesus.
Ah, speaking of that, it did not save. I like what you just said.
Um,
We'll fix that.
how? Alright, so how far away am I from his rope, and how far away am I from the axe?
So, you can clearly see that you are on essentially its lumbar. Its lower back, basically between its hip joints, is where you're currently sitting, crawling, whatever you want to call it. Your axe is in its left side, closer to its ribs, where Finrod is hanging off its right side from its wing joint, which is about the same position as where your axe is.
Just on the opposite side. Alright.
Yeah, essentially.
Fuck. I don't know.
You can see that as you are catching your surroundings, as like the wind's hitting you in the face, your hair is flowing behind you, your beard is all kinds of all over the place. You're thankful that you have the weights on your beard, so it's all flowing in one direction at least. It's not in your eyes. As you kind of see where you are, as Nosh is sitting next to you, and Finrod is climbing with the rope on the right side, you see that the dragon is flying towards the land near the crucible. And the crucible, you can see from where you're sitting on the dragon that it has started to turn ballistas at it. So you believe that there's something is about to happen coming from the crucible that may not end well if you don't either drop this dragon or if you stay on too long for the ride, who's to say. But you'll see that probably within the next 30-ish seconds, the Albatross is also going to be over land. So at least you would have bought them enough time to start trying to get things on the down low. So now you have a choice of what are you going to do to try and stop it from attacking the Albatross again, as you see that it is preparing itself for another strafe run and aiming specifically for the air bladder on the top of the Albatross.
Alright. So, Nosh, do you want it to fucking try and get Finny up while I grab my axe?
Oh yeah, I'll go for a pull.
What?
So I'll go for a pull.
You're going
Fucking-
for a pull?
Yeah, I'll tug him.
Oh, I was
Give
also
me a
going to ask
wrap
how
around.
far away am I from them? Technically, now
You
that
have
I'm-
about 20 feet left on your rope. So you're halfway up your rope to the point of being able to grab onto the back of the dragon.
I have an idea though. There, Tovar.
What's up?
So the rope is wrapped around me, right? And you want to go for your axe. If some way we can like attach the rope to you as well, I can use your momentum going the opposite way, right? As well as me pulling to kind of pull him up.
This is true.
But I
So
want
we
to
could-
like attach you to me or me to you. I guess like unbeat your
Yeah,
backpack
yeah.
essentially, and then just like pull him.
Yeah. So yeah, we can do that. Fucking can attach him to. Wouldn't it be faster to attach him to the end of my rope?
Yes.
Yes. So we can do that, and then I can start fucking pushing forward. Grab the axe. He can grab the rope, and then kind of like pull him in.
All right. So at this point, who's tying the knots on the rope?
Oh, God damn it.
Because
Who would-
only one of you knows how to tie knots, and I'm not saying who.
But I think I know how to tie knots. Hold on. Trades.
Who was
Aren't
the
you a
sailor out of the
fucking
two of you?
yeah?
Oh,
Like
me.
what the
Me.
fuck, Naj?
Who's Mr. Seaborn? I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
my last name Seaborn again?
Yeah, I want to tie the knot.
All
With-
right, cool.
With Tovar, I want to tie the knot.
All right. Roll me a d20, please.
A dick 20.
Just a regular old d20.
Damn.
With advantage.
Oh shit.
No,
2.
Come on, he's a fucking sailor.
Another 2.
So you're gonna have a little bit more of a
I need it.
bonus because your bonus is not gonna be 0, because you are a sailor. So it's not gonna be the prettiest, but you're gonna be able to do it while riding on the back of a dragon with 80-mile-an-hour winds hitting you in the face as you're flying on the back of a dragon. Who doesn't want you there? So the knot's good enough from what you can
Good
see.
enough.
Good enough.
In the situation you find yourself, it is good enough.
It works.
It works.
Good
That
enough for
is
government
correct.
work.
Do the old
Basically.
dad slap. That ain't
Yeah,
going
you-
nowhere.
Yeah. You have to. You have to. It's good luck.
It's the only way to stay secure.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna go. That's what we're
Alright.
gonna go with.
It works.
All right. So now at this point, Tovar, I will need
Yes.
athletics from you to retrieve your axe. You're basically going to be climbing up the dragon, and then reaching for your axe and pulling it out of said dragon. So I need
Yes.
athletics from you to do the thing.
Do it.
Do the
Do it.
thing. Do it.
Do it.
18.
All right, so you're able to do it without causing any kind of issues on the back end. You're able to slowly crawl up the spines of the dragon as it is preparing for a strafing run against the albatross as you reach your axe and slowly kind of wiggle it out, and as you feel it stuck on bone, and you're like, hey, and you pull it out, and you're like, ha ha! As you feel your rope go tight, as Nosh begins to reach for Finrod, Nosh, I need you to roll athletics with advantage because you're using Tovar's momentum and weight as an anchor.
Big smart. I'll take a 14. 8 and a 1. No, I'll take a 14, I guess.
So, with the 14, that means that Finrod won't get advantage, but will get a slight bonus to his athletics to pull himself up into the dragon. Finrod, go.
I choose you.
Oh, that's a 13.
Alright, so with the bonus from Nosh's check, you're able to pull yourself up on the dragon with his assistance. So you are now sitting next to Nosh on the back of the dragon. As you see, Tovar has rolled back onto the dragon's back, holding his axe, celebratory-like.
What to do, baby?
I want to just yell out real quick. We're dragon riders now.
I want to insert my dominance.
I hate you.
Not assert. Insert.
I know. I know what you said, and I hate you for it. I'm not sure who's worse, either you or Cactus as a bard.
I'm the best Barbie
You're
ever
both
had.
the worst.
I mean,
Dragon. Yes, they
It's
can. Cactus. They're sentient creatures, you
Jesus.
schmuck.
Fucking Christ.
Get that out of here. With
Get
that
that shit outta
nonsense. Get out of here. Anyway, so the
Alright.
three of you are now on the back of the dragon.
Yes.
Yeah. You see that it is about to strike the albatross. You believe you have a singular moment to do something about it.
yes.
I did have a con save of 20. I don't know if I want to pull that out.
Disgusting.
Romance, said dragon.
Figure yourself out, Nosh. You have a moment to save the airship from exploding with your
Alright.
friends on it. Focus.
So,
Friend, singular. It's only Corral.
If it goes down to the numbs, who cares?
technically Mandy's on there too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Rage can catch her.
She saw the dragon and just kind of like took a nap. She's like, no,
She's like,
fuck
yeah.
this.
No.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I can carry Mandy.
Backpack.
It's
Alright.
alright. You'll just see Coverall fall to the crucible, and you'll see one of the sergeant majors go, "For a brick, he flies pretty good." Alright, so, what do the three of you do as you are having a split-second moment to make a decision?
All right, out of character, is there any way to actually romance this dragon? Because if not, I won't even worry about it.
At this point in time, no.
Alright.
If you had met this dragon like in a cave and you were on the ground and you weren't flying through the air and it wasn't trying to murder you, then maybe. But here, no.
All right,
Reach out
I
with
want
an
to.
arrow sticking out of it.
I want to
I
like.
have an idea, guys, but
I
What's
also
up?
have a decent one.
because I could use Fist of Unbroken Air right on a wing, but we might just go straight down.
I want to go for a headshot and maybe like stab my sword through its head and like drive it.
Right.
You know, like fly the dragon.
Try to steer it.
All right.
with the
So
sword.
we have Finrod wants to break one of the wings. We have Nosh who wants to steer the dragon with a sword. Tovar, what's your idea?
I mean, I was just gonna rage and start fucking
Hulk
going to
smash.
town on, going to town on, like, I don't know, if we could get close enough to the wing, then yeah, fucking hit one of the wings.
You're literally sitting next to the left wing joint.
Then yes, I want to fucking rage and fucking hit the damn wing.
Alright, so at this point in time, I will need attack rolls from each of you against the dragon. With advantage because you guys are basically, like, point blank with this thing.
So mine is really just a DC
Oh, the
saving
20, bro.
throw. Unless you
23?
just want me to roll a net 20.
Yeah, just roll a normal attack. I'm not going to worry about the save because this is more of you're trying to hit it in the right spot.
23.
I didn't even see what mine was. 19.
19.
Very good.
Oh my god.
You do have an advantage.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh Jesus!
It's way
Oh
better.
yeah.
So,
What a
simultaneously,
save!
Rage and Coverall, you see this happen in simultaneous unison. None of them have talked to each other about what their plan is. They all just spring into action in an instant. As the Albatross is crossing over the landmass and basically is reaching the upper outing of the river here, the dragon is coming in towards the ship. And you see all three of them stand up, go to different points of the dragon, and just attack. The first thing you see is Finrod stand up and just punch, like a 3-inch punch into the wing with these large gauntlets he has on his hands. And you see almost a block of wind come out of his fist, and you see the bones in the wing, what would essentially be the forearm, snap in half as the wing goes limp, and you see the dragon start to tilt. You see Tovar lift up his Berserker's axe and swing down at the joint, landing swiftly in the shoulder, causing a shriek to be heard from the dragon as its other wing goes limp. And as finally you see Nosh come towards the top of its head, which has a relatively thick bony plate, as he just slams his Vorpal longsword into it and begins to wrench the sword to the left, and you see the dragon's head tilt left, and it just careens out of the sky like a scaly torpedo towards the ground, being steered by Nosh.
Oh, shit.
And so you see that it has already lost hundreds of feet in altitude as it is just now flying at the ground at essentially what would be terminal velocity for a dragon of this size. As you see the three of them are just on for the ride.
I'm flying the dragon. I'm flying the dragon.
Thankfully, in front of you, you see that it is open fields and that you won't have any obstacles to land it. But there is a catch. You remember that you were going to Broken Earth to help break a siege that was possibly going to occur. As the dragon is careening down out of the sky, the albatross lowering its altitude to essentially land on the riverbank or close to it within this square here, you see that there is a force that has grown around Broken Earth that basically tells you that the rumors you heard of a siege coming to it were true. You see that where you're careening is a large tent with a number of flags on it that, in your heads, in that but 3 of you being soldiers, or at least 2 of you being relatively more renowned soldiers, would recognize as a command tent. And you happen to be flying towards it at Terminal Dragon.
Terminal Dragon. Sounds like a dope-ass movie.
Terminal Dragon, Part 1. Going to theaters soon.
So, we step out of combat as you guys are essentially flying this dragon, now with a target in sight, to the command tent of the siege. The albatross comes down for low altitude, but doesn't land as it continues to follow the careening dragon. As Rage and Kavral, you just watch this happen in real time, and it is just as confusing watching it as it is describing the situation to you.
Can I hop out of Albatross and, I guess, swoop down? Or, chase the dragon down?
Yeah, I mean, you're still flying next to the albatross, so you can just take chase and try to chase
Yes, I
behind
definitely
it.
want to.
I have a feeling that as my character has a soldier's background, if I looked down and saw where it was heading to, I'd just kind of pull a Gimli and do the and cover my mouth.
Yeah, so Coverall, you see where it's going, and Rage, with your bionic eye, you can kind of see in more detail where it's going. And so, because both you have that background, Rage, you kind of have a chuckle to yourself, as you may be doing 2 dragons with 1 stone, essentially. And Coverall, you of course have your reaction. And so you go down to talk to the captain, as the captain basically asks you about the situation with the dragons. You relay the information of what has occurred to him, and he goes, "What? What do you mean they're flying the dragon?"
Well, they kind of crippled it, and they're steering it to the ground.
Okay. I guess we're going to follow them? Or do you want me to land close by to send a detail?
Judging from where they're landing, we probably want to land a little bit further away.
Okay.
But
sure
pretty
thing.
close.
So, you basically have that explanation with him. He's like, alright, I'm going to land it close, but not too close. As the dragon continues to careen, Rage, you are 80 feet behind it as you are just fully, like Tom Cruise Halo diving at it,
Yeah.
arms back, head forward,
Wings
like you're like,
back, yeah. Feet together.
Mayday.
You are sprinting through the air behind it like a goddamn ballistic missile as you see Nosh, Tovar, and Finrod holding on to the dragon as you guys see where you're going. And you are just counting the seconds. You feel it slowing down in time as you are feeling the dragon coming closer. You see someone in well-adorned armor step out of the command tent. Standing out there with smoking what looks like a cigar, they look to be a gnoll. So they look to be more of a wolf or hyena anthropomorphic humanoid. Stepping out of the tent and smoking what looks to be a cigar. They hear the commotion behind them. They hear the engines of the albatross, and they hear this whistling. And as they look up, the last thing they see is the body of a young black dragon slam into them and their command tent as it comes to a screeching halt, ripping up the ground, the tent, and splattering the command staff that were inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we have landed at your terminal, please.
As the dragon hits the ground, I need athletics checks from the three of you.
Please make sure you have your bags in
Trey's in the
12
upright
plus
position.
18, right? Place your
16.
trace in the upright position. Thank you for flying with Dragon Express.
Ooh.
Fuck.
You want to burn a fate point there, Salty?
Yes.
Alright, burn that fate
If I
point.
can.
You can do it.
Go with it.
That's 2 on you, Tovar. It's 2 for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. It's 28.
There you go. That's slightly better.
Or 20,
That's-
20, yeah.
Yeah.
28, yeah.
Yeah.
So the three of you land and are able to hold on as it hits the ground and just rips up the turf around you. As the dust finally settles, Nosh, you're standing at the head of the dragon holding on to your long sword. As Tovar and Finrod, you weren't sure if you were going to make it through that whole thing. Especially when you saw it falling out of the sky. So you're both a little shaken. And Nosh, what do you say as the battlefield is just silent for a moment?
Seems like we crashed a party here. Doesn't look like much of a party anymore.
Oh, man.
We're flying Dragon Express. No, I'm just kidding. You guys want to go around 2? Next dragon? On me, on the house?
I was actually thinking the same thing. They gotta just sit there, like, once I fucking, like, realized that, like, we didn't die, like, kind of treat it like fucking going on a roller coaster for the first time. Just be like, let's do that again!
Round
So-
2, anyone?
You guys have that conversation as the shock is kind of feeding into you as everything kind of comes to a stop. And you look up to see that you are behind enemy lines of the Siege of Broken Earth. And the army that was around the city just saw you fly a black dragon into their command post, survive, and then step off said black dragon.
I would leave.
It's the troopers are in front of you. As the dust clears, they come to investigate, and they see the three of you on this monster's back. And they just drop their spears and hold hands up like, nah, we don't want none. None of that smoke. None of it. They just, nope. And so you start to see that multiple of the ranks are just like, well, there's no command, and they just land a dragon in here, and they're alive, and they look like they want to beat our shit in. So
Let's just be
It's-
on our merry little way.
You see that a lot of the siege engines on that side have stopped operation as well. What you got, Nosh?
I want to cut the dragon's head off and take one of its claws.
You can't cut its head off because it is
Can't?
large, but
Okay,
you
can I take
can
the
try
claw?
and take either a claw, a tooth, or a bunch of scales.
Oh, tooth. Because there's
Okay.
likely chance it's poisoned.
Well, acidic, but not poison, but yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. So you carefully extract one of its larger fangs, and this fang is easily the size of one of your arms and about 3 times as thick.
That boy thick as hell.
It is a big
Can I-
old tooth.
Can I fit in the bag of holding for him?
More than likely.
You
Yeah.
know, she want to put it in the bag so you don't have to carry it.
Sure. And I look back at Tovar and Finrod. I'm like, how much do you think a dragon's eye goes for these days?
Are we close enough that I could instruct the gunners on the Albatross to like fire a volley to just kind of add to the shock and awe?
Oh yeah, it's as the Albatross is coming in, Rage, as you see Nosh pulling a tooth out, you basically are above them, and so the troopers not only see the scene on the ground, they see a Aarakocra who is flying without wings above them with a very large bow. And then they see the Albatross come out of the clouds and kind of fall down to the same altitude level as you see Kovral is in the bridge, having the gunners firing the cannons into the masses of the troopers, as just the siege is immediately broken by whatever you just did. Just your pure shock and awe just scared the living piss out of this entire army.
I'd be so confused.
I look over to the gnomish engineer and go, and that is a good show for your first flight.
So the dust finally settles, the troopers surrender. Nosh continues to question how much a black dragon eye would go for on the market these days. As the Albatross lands near Broken Earth, and you guys are greeted by the army of Broken Earth that have come out of the walls, as well as the detachment that has been sent from the Crucible to recover not only the dragon's body, but also to find out how much damage was done, as they could not get near because of the siege. And so, between those two detachments, they're able to sweep up those that surrender, and those that wish to continue fighting are met with a bitter end, as they are now outnumbered and outmatched. And the people of Broken Earth come out to quite a scene as they see the dragon carcass, as you guys are staying on top of it, the troopers around you surrendering, the Albatross in the background with lightning still crackling from their guns. And it is an awe-inspiring sight, as it looks like a picture you would find in a history book of a great battle, of where this siege had been going on for a couple of days, and you broke it in a matter of minutes. The gnomes agree with you. Yeah.
So, what about the second dragon?
So the second dragon, out of character, its wing was relatively untangled, and it crash landed onto the small island here. If it is able to untangle its wing, it is not likely it's going to come looking for a fight.
Okay, because it would only have a minute of entanglement.
The minute was enough for you to get away, but it also fell like a kilometer out of the sky. So
fair.
It was like, nah, I'm good. I'm done. I'm outbound.
Fair. Just want to make sure.
Mm-hmm. So you don't know if it's dead or alive, but you know that it ain't going to come looking for a fight. But yeah, the gnomes agree with you, Coverall, that this was a wonderful idea for publicity, as the Albatross, due to all of your actions, sustained very little damage minus a large claw mark down its starboard side, which they believe is a beauty mark and a sign of its structural integrity. But past that, you land to cheers and applause from the townspeople, and you're paid out by the crew of the Albatross, as well as Broken Earth brings forth some trinkets to give you as payment for what you did, as you were able to do what no one else was able to do. So if you give me a second, I'm going to get some loot calculated for you fine individuals.
Can I also take an eye? I didn't want to interrupt you.
You really want to take an eye?
It goes for. I do as well.
I
Oh,
would have
jeez.
liked to have tried to gather some scales for making armor or a shield or something.
Okay, so
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we like have like a way to have our keep like send somebody to fucking come harvest the dragon?
Oh,
I mean, you guys do.
We
have
could just
Get the
open
Albatross.
Well,
the door.
You
Oh,
have
yeah,
the
we
door.
have the door.
Manny's not here, but you can use the door still.
Yeah.
Alright, so if you use the door, that's what you want to do, right? You want to use the door to get someone from the keep to do stuff with the dragon, yes?
I mean, that's up
To
to
butcher
you
the
guys.
dragon, yeah.
There's probably somebody at the keep who's more qualified for it than us.
Yeah, I feel like harvesting the dragon for resources would be a pretty good idea.
And
food.
Oh, Rage and I.
I don't know if black dragon
the-
can be very edible though.
Yeah.
You can poison snakes. You just gotta be careful.
It's
not poison, it's
it's acid.
Acid.
It's
Okay.
like a xenomorph.
My bad. This is
Yeah, like,
xenomorph.
you're not gonna eat a fucking xenomorph.
Why not?
You could try, but I mean, who's to
Oh.
say?
God.
Is the
So-
whole dragon acidic, or is it just the mouth?
I
It's an
think it's
acidic
just I think it's just their maw. It's their maw and their stomach, because that's how most dragons work. Is they usually have some kind of glands in their mouth that lets them spit out their breath attack, and usually it's their internals that have that. Either they have that secondary effect with like acid dragons or the black dragons. Their stomach contents are like super acidic, but usually just the maw is where they have the glands secreted that let them throw it out. So someone
Yeah,
would
so
probably
most
be
of
able
the
to tell
meat
you
would
that the meat would be okay. You guys wouldn't know, but someone who would be able to butcher would know and be like, "No, we can make some steaks out of this sumbitch."
You think Gregory would know?
Wow.
Wow, dude. That's...
Wow.
I mean, you can wow all you want. He's probably right.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was just... That's not how he meant it, and we all know that.
Kind of fucked up that he decides to ask a fucking kobold if dragons are edible. They might start looking at him like, oh, fuck, he might eat us next.
I mean, so I'm not sure if you guys know, kobolds and dragons' relationships aren't exactly great. Kobolds are usually made slaves by dragons or other larger creatures, including like hobgoblins and such. So Greg would probably see it as a power move to eat the meat of a young black dragon who would have enslaved him or killed him outright. But point being, so you have Mandy pop the bracelet, and the door opens. And out steps Thoroughly and Greg with his brothers. They see the dragon in front of them crash into the ground. Its one wing snapped, one wing joint destroyed by a great axe, and the longsword still sticking out of the skull plate of the dragon. They are in shock as they just look at Thoroughly himself is like, "So, you really made a name for yourself, huh? That's quite a catch, I say."
We were hoping we could get it harvested and used for making some stuff.
I, Thurlby, will be glad to make myself of assistance in making sure that we clean this critter of all of its good uses.
Most excellent.
Yes. You see him rubbing his old man hands together. You see him yell back through the door. As you see him yell back through the door, "Stephen, bring me my tools!" And Greg steps up and looks and goes, "Yes, the meat should be edible, yes. It'd be a great blessing on Greg to feast upon the flesh of one that would kill him. Yes."
I want to King Arthur my sword out of its head.
Roll athletics. So Thurlby would be able to harvest one of the eyes, a few teeth,
He falls on his ass.
and a significant amount of scales over multiple hours, as well as bring in some of the cooks to help butcher the meat once he's done harvesting usable materials. And so at the keep, I'll put it in the player notes so we have a listing. So dragon parts, Ah, no. Discord, why? You have failed me once again.
You should have said that in Thurlby's voice.
Discord! You terrible homunculi! Why do you do this to me? I made you! So you got 3 fangs, you have 1 eyeball, and this is from a young black dragon. You were probably able to salvage, I would say, about 75 pounds of scales, which is pretty good. And then, of course, 2 claws from one of the front feet. So, in total, you're able to get 3 fangs, an eyeball, 75 pounds of scales, and 2 claws off of that black dragon. And then, of course, a significant amount of meat, thanks to the cooks, that also share, because of just the sheer amount of food that'll be coming off this dragon. They share with not only Broken Earth, but also the Crucible, as the farmers of Broken Earth also come out to try and help butcher the dragon and take some of the resources off of it to help set up their own stuff, as well as bring the meat in to feed their own people, set up another farm stock, etc. So the dragon is basically clean as best they can, and at this point is stripped bare, minus its skeletal structure and the sinew and other things that aren't really usable. The Crucible basically tells you that they're going to get a team out here to essentially move the carcass back to the Crucible, as they have some alchemists that could use the rest of the dragon for whatever means necessary. They do ask you if you like the skull as a decoration for your keep, though.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
They go, awesome, because we're not going to do anything with it. So they basically will desiccate the head, basically cut it off, and they will essentially they'll help thoroughly move the skull into the keep, where he will do the cleaning process to basically set up as a decoration. And so you guys got a pretty good haul off this dragon. And then that's not to mention what you're getting from the actual the quest
payment
as well. The payment, yes, thank you. Words are difficult. I need that one. Sweet. So, it looks like you'll be getting about 130 from the gnomes. And this is just coinage. This isn't like items, this is just coinage. I'm just giving you 2 all at once. So you'll be getting about 240 in total from both breaking the siege and helping the gnomes.
Damn.
So let me write that down for you. 240 GP from siege and gnomes.
I have nothing to hydrate with. Thanks for Rexus.
I also don't have anything to hydrate with. I drank all my lemonade. My lavender lemonade.
Something to hydrate with.
Well, fucking Des just did to me like 2 minutes ago. Okay, it was more like...
Oh, I didn't see
30 minutes
that.
ago, but
Fair
no.
enough.
Alright,
Yes, please.
so... I'm going to ask each of you to essentially roll a dice. Because I'm going to give each of you basically a roll of the dice to get an item off of this loot table in front of me, okay? So...
Wait, is this like picking our own Pokemon?
Sort of. And so there's 5 of you, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. I can split it evenly. So, for the first one, Finrod, roll me a D6.
D6.
A D6.
No, let's try it on here.
A 5
Is a
Very
5.
good. So you will get your hands on a wand of web.
Wow.
Wow.
Ooh, that'll
So
be sticky.
You're also gonna be sticky, boy.
Was this white sticky substance coming out of this rod?
Don't play with it.
it makes it worse.
Or
You'll go
better,
blind.
depending on who you ask.
All right, Kavral, I need you to roll me a d6.
D6. Okay. 3.
All right, you were able to find. Hell is this? So you found a feather token anchor. It's called Qual's feather token, anchor. Essentially, what it does is that it is a wondrous item that it looks like a feather that is made of brass, each with a different effect as they exist in the world. This one, you can use an action to touch the token to a boat or ship or other vessel, and for the next 24 hours, the vessel can't be moved by any means. And it is a single-use item, so basically, once you attach it to one thing, when you go to retrieve it, it will piff into dust.
Okay.
But basically, you can make any vehicle/vessel basically be unmovable for 24 hours.
That will come in handy.
Very. Now...
Yeah, if Albatross ever tries to fight us, you got it.
Nosh, roll me a d6.
The 6.
A d6.
6.
A 6. You are given a potion of greater healing.
Oh, wow. Potion of greater
it gives
healing.
44 plus 4 hit points. Alright, how is spelled Qualls? Qualls, feather. I'm spelling it wrong. I'm failing as a DM.
Is it superior healing? Because it's the only one
No,
oh, it's
greater
right there.
healing.
Never mind. I found it. Oh, I found it. Oh, yeah, man. Nice.
No, you're not getting another superior. What are you, crazy?
What are you,
Rage,
fucking
roll me
psychopath?
another d6.
4.
It's my favorite number.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you are given a goggles of night. Essentially, they are D&D night vision goggles, where they will give you dark vision out to a range of 60 feet. If you already have dark vision, they will double your range.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Don't all of you guys have dark vision? I think I'm the one without
Now
it.
he has double dark vision.
And then finally, Mr. Tovar, roll me a d10.
I don't mark that as active yet, right?
Said a D10, right?
A d10, yes.
Yeah.
No,
One.
this is more of you guys getting it. So you don't have to put in your inventory. You can divide amongst about yourselves once we have all the items.
Okay.
Alright, then roll it again, because you're going to get 2, because these are commons.
Okay. Six.
6. Cool. So, the first thing you get is a very antiquated looking hat. Cone-shaped, deep blue in color with yellow stars all over it. You believe it, from what it is told, is that it is a hat of wizardry. And out of character, what it does is that if you are a wizard, you can use it as a spellcasting focus. If you are not, you can use it to try and cast a cantrip you don't know. And you must succeed a Arcana check to do it. So this can essentially give you guys the ability to use a cantrip for free while wearing the hat.
Okay.
Is it one-time use or is it?
No, it's just a hat you wear. You just pick a cantrip that you can do.
What's the name of it?
Hat of Wizardry.
So you pick one and that's the one that you can cast from
For
then on
that
out?
day.
Oh, wearing the hat. Oh, for that day.
I mean,
okay.
you from what it reads is that you can pick whatever cantrips on the wizard spell list. So it would just be like whatever cantrip you want to cast. You just have to beat the Arcana check to do it.
Okay.
Wait, Tovar got
and-
that?
Well, again, this is the party getting the loot. You guys can split it up how you see fit. This is just how I'm generating the list of stuff you get out of the large list that I have. And then you rolled a 6. It is a unbreakable arrow. It is an arrow made out of material and enchanted by unknown means that makes it unbreakable, except when it is fired in an anti-magic field.
Huh.
The ever retrievable arrow.
Like 100% retrievable arrow. Other than that, it doesn't do anything neat.
Well,
Question.
I don't need that.
Question.
Yes.
I have the Hunter's Quiver.
Yes, you do.
Would that... Like, could I pull that out as a fire or frost arrow?
Hold on, I'm just rereading it. Hold on, give me a second. Because I want to see... Whoever's made an extra dimensional space hold 5,000 pieces of non-magical ammunition. Draw for 6 standard cards and grant a unique enchantment. So, yeah, depending on what compartment you place it into, it will give a different bonus. So, if you use it for such as, like, the explosive arrow, you can recover that arrow afterwards, instead of it being basically busted like the other special arrows.
Mm-hmm.
So, essentially, if you use it, you can retrieve it because it won't break.
Right.
I mean, you might as well go ahead and add that to you.
Yeah, for
Do you want-
usable explosive arrow or something. Yeah.
Do you want the goggles of night? Because I think you're the only one without dark vision, right?
I don't have dark vision.
Oh.
Yeah, Nosh is a human. He doesn't have dark vision. I think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Elf,
I'm a little bitch.
Dwarf, Aarakocra, and Goliath. I think you all have dark vision minus Nosh.
I do not have dark vision. Goliaths don't have it.
Yeah, but you get it from that ring, don't you?
No, he
No,
got
I
he has
get
true
true
sight.
sight.
Which
Oh,
is
it's true
a
sight.
little bit goofier because he can see through
Yeah.
the layers, like breaking apart a JPEG. So
I mean, I can
it's
do
up
that
to
with
you.
You
my
also got dark vision.
every night Tovar can see the Matrix.
Essentially.
But yeah, so that's what you guys got. So split up as you see fit, throw it onto your inventory sheets. They should just come up when you go to add things. And yeah, so that's what you guys get from both quests. So you get 240 gold, and then you guys get a Wand of Web, a Feather Token Anchor, Potion of Greater Healing, Goggles of Night, a Hat of Wizardry, and an Unbreakable Arrow. Split up as you see fit. The rest of the stuff was taken back to the keep by Thurlby, who will be looking at a way to utilize those materials to the best of his advantage.
Okay. Who has the least amount of health in the party? Aside from
Probably.
Mandy.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably Mandy.
Benrod, I think you have second least because Monk, right?
I have 38 as my max.
So do I.
Paper, scissors for or a roll off for the greater healing potion.
Yeah, because I have 55.
What
I'm
about
at
you,
44.
Rage?
I think I have a healing potion.
You guys have more health than me?
Yeah,
Honestly.
I'm a paladin.
I'm a fucking
I'm not talking about-
barbarian.
Well,
I'm not talking about the paladin and the bard. I'm talking about the ranger.
I have a
Aarakocra?
healing potion, a
Oh,
greater
okay.
healing potion, and the supreme potion of healing in my bag of holding.
Might as well just
So-
add it to the bag of holding because I don't really need it. I got the
Wait.
oh, what is it called? Second wind.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could give it to either me or Tovar to hold on to use it on somebody else in an emergency, I guess.
True.
No.
well, I
that would
have a
matter.
greater healing on me already.
I guess I could take
And
it then.
then-
I've only got a basic on me.
Yeah, I'll
You
give.
guys should have some bandages too.
Yeah, I got 10 bandages still,
I do not.
Don't have any.
and I have a potion. of healing.
I have nothing.
Pretty sure the bandages that I had got used on me. I think that was after the fucking Great Barnacle.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, I have nothing, but I rarely get hit, so I don't know if I should really have that potion.
Well, I passed what 10
Always have
around
an
to
IFAC.
everyone
Yeah, I
at
saw
one
10.
point.
What, 10 Ben?
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't take any.
I think this
Logan.
was before we got you.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think this was the session right before we got you. Is
Oh,
Yeah,
when he
I
did
did
I,
sent
that.
out
did I
only
use mine
recently.
on you or Mandy or
You may have used them on one of the other party members.
I think I did. Yeah, like I said, I have nothing, but I rarely get hit, so
I can give it the coverall or rage because I don't need it. I got 10 bandages and the potion of healing, so I don't really need it.
I would say
Which-
one of you guys who like has to get up close and personal should probably have it.
So coverall?
For what? The greater healing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it
Yeah.
to him.
I think that would be good.
Yeah,
And
coverall can
then-
take it.
Yeah, rage. You get that unbreakable arrow thing.
Yeah, I put it in my thing. Who wants these
Um,
goggles of night? Probably Nosh, right?
either yeah, Nosh or myself.
Yeah, you could take it
Well,
there
I know-
because you're the.
Well, I thought that, you know, he could. Well, he can only use it at nighttime though, so it doesn't help him just straight up dark areas, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, or one of us could have like double night sight. I mean,
What's the
Double
athletics check for, Tovar?
Hmm.
What was the athletics check for?
What athletics check?
It said you just rolled an athletics check on my screen.
I did
That was a
not.
while ago.
I don't see it.
Oh, what's weird?
I
It
did
just popped
not
up.
see it.
Yeah, the last athletics check I did. Was it the 28?
18.
Yeah. Oh, that was a while ago.
That's weird.
18.
Yeah, it just pulled up as an 18.
You did an 18. I did. Yeah, I did
you
an
did
18.
an 18 a
fucking
long time ago.
while ago. I think
I thought
that
you
was
were
when I threw the fucking axe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird that it popped up right now. That's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Everything
yeah,
else is on
so,
there.
Split up by you see fit. You guys basically finished 2 birds with 1 stone. And the one side quest you have left before you can either go to the main quest or go on one of the story quests is the Door to Nothingness.
And the sword.
Well, the sword is your main quest. And
Oh, is
then
it?
the
Oh, yeah.
the hunters and the
They're-
Deathlands are your story quests.
I blinked.
You silly
I just remember
man.
you had colors over them.
Yeah,
before.
I don't have the colors now. It's unfortunate. They replaced it with the rings, which is fine, but also like, meh.
Yeah.
I mean, we're right next to the door of nothingness.
Yeah. You could head there.
All right, sounds good. So I guess I'll get the goggles and Nosh
I'll
will
take
get the
that.
hat.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, and we'll give the wand of web to Mandy.
Will she even want that if she hates spiders?
That might be
She
for a
then
spellcaster
becomes
to
the
be able to-
spider.
Well,
And
it'll
one
not
with
only
the
be used for her because the spellcasting, but she also has that stealth spell that she does.
Yeah, so she could like sneak up to somebody and restrain them with the wand of web.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, it was just hat of wizardry.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. And then what were the goggles?
Goggles
Goggles
of
of
Night. They're very creative with how they name them.
Yeah.
Is do we want to just put the feather
Oh, yeah.
token in the bag of holding for now until we need it or something?
Yeah, that works.
Well, we're at this. I'm gonna go in my bag of holding and hand Nosh the gray bag of tricks.
Oh, fuck yeah. Can I roll for one of
Thanks for
them?
the biddies, Carson.
Yeah.
Can I
sure.
get one of the health potions?
Yeah,
which one you
let's
want?
go through what's in the bag of holding, make sure that everyone has like hands on
Yeah, that's
what's
true.
in here and what.
Fair enough.
Bag of holding.
Okay, just take
Let's
one of the
see.
smaller ones.
Because I know we've just been stuffing stuff in it, and I'm like, all right, let's go through a quick checkerino of what the hell's
Yeah.
in there.
I mean, not
Did-
too much anymore because of like a lot of stuff has been already taken out again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever get the stats for the Ring of Twilight or no?
I mean, the Ring of Twilight just no. I mean, you can just custom
Okay.
something in. It
Okay.
all does just give you true sight at night. It doesn't really have any other stats to it.
Okay.
Where would I find wizards cantrips?
You would click game rules and then click on wizard under spells, and then go to cantrips.
Yeah.
If you're looking on D&D
Do you
Beyond,
still have
or
that?
if you have 5e tools, you can also go to wizard cantrips as well.
I guess that's the one thing I forgot about in here. Thank you. There's a haste potion in my bag of holding.
Oh, nice.
Uh-huh.
Should we just have a channel with a bag of holding? Like,
I mean, yeah,
There-
you can put it on
you
there.
know
Honestly,
what?
yeah.
That actually might not be a bad
That's
idea.
probably a good idea.
Here. I'll make one real quick for you guys. We'll just name it Bag of the Holding. There you go.
Alright. Let me just do this copy and paste pasta.
Pasta.
And I will just remove the stuff that is not in the bag really quick. And I just gave him the bag of tricks, so that's not in there anymore. That's what's left in the bag of holding.
Very good. Very good. And just, yes, leather armor, rations, paper, buying material, common clothing, quills, inkwells, a haste potion, caretaker's journal, another healing potion, a greater healing potion, 10 bandages, a supreme potion, and a black dragon tooth. Ah, yes, a very normal bag of holding. Alright, so I think you guys are pretty squared off, so now it's just up to you of where you would like to go. Also, I
Do you
how
guys
they
wanna
fix
go
these text
to-
boxes.
I'm down to do the side quest all the way.
The door.
I'm down. Anybody else?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not me.
Yeah.
So, because what we have that, and then we have the main mission, and then Nosh and mine's like backstory fucking missions.
To Narnia!
Yeah,
Narnia!
pretty much.
The Lion, the Witch, the audacity of this bitch. So says
was-
Thurlby!
Greatest fucking thing ever. I need to go back and clip that. Make that another fucking soundbite.
I mean, that was happening during the session, the last one we had, where Thurlby was like, Stephen, have I told you about the story I heard? It had a fucking lion in it who believed himself to be the reincarnation of their deity. He fought this crazy lady who had ice powers and would turn people into statues. It was fucking insane. The legend just continued, and all you could hear was that someone kept rephrasing it. So what the finally working title was The Lion, the Witch, and the Audacity of this bitch. As, like, the last thing you hear is, like, you're walking away from Thurlby from last session. And it was such a good plug.
And that was at Mandy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was that. Man.
That,
Yep.
that was at Mandy as she was, like, asking for a bunch of stuff. He was like, look at this. What do you want? So yeah, so you guys can go to Delta's Anchor to look into the door to nothingness if you so wish.
Are we still in
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe we so
Broken
much.
Yes.
Bonk.
God damn it.
Best travel has happened.
What a fucking transition.
Yeah. All party members must be present in order to fast travel at this time.
God damn it,
Enemies
Nosh,
are
get out of the
around you.
menus.
Fast travel is unavailable at this time. Enemies nearby. Enemies nearby. Enemies nearby. Coverall is currently in a menu. Fast travel canceled. So you guys take essentially they lend you a carriage from Broken Earth. They have some caravans going back out there now. The siege is over, and you travel the few hours to get to Delta's Anchor, taking a short rest, taking a breather, kind of getting yourself back in order after having, especially the three of you who rode the dragon into the ground, definitely having a bit of a kind of situation happen. A
Fuck.
bit of a pucker
Only-
factor, if you will.
Damn it, only a short rest?
Well, how long of a
Well,
short rest?
4 hours.
Okay.
So
cool.
4 hour short rest.
Can I get the name of that carriage? Because that thing was fast as fuck, boy.
It wasn't that far of a trek. The map makes it look bigger than it really is.
It was going speedy.
I have to thank Mandy for reminding me 4 hours is a long rest for me.
Yes, because you are
Wish-
an elf.
I wish 4 hours was a long rest for me.
He meditates.
In IRL too, man. Like the fuck.
For real. So yeah, so you guys make it to Delta's Anchor, and you begin asking around for where the door is or where this bounty is, essentially. And of course, the one place you stop to ask these questions is the tavern.
Oh boy.
Where else would it be?
Is the tavern for sale?
No, the tavern doesn't have the door. It's where you're asking about where the door is.
Can I buy the tavern?
Can you buy the tavern? No.
Why not?
You haven't gotten the money from the fucking flight business yet.
You can't just go
Did you
around
say the
buying
tavern doesn't have a
properties.
door?
No, it doesn't have the door you're looking for in the bounty. It does have a door. It doesn't have the door you're looking for.
Yeah, and Nosh is trying to fucking buy the tavern. Like, with
He
what
just
money?
got there and is like, I'm going to buy this tavern. What? What do you mean?
With 2 gold pieces.
And a whole
20.
lot of gumption.
No, I could persuade him, like, this is not the
Persuade.
tavern you were looking for.
What? How did you end up getting fucking 400 gold?
I have 460.
How?
I haven't spent, like, any of mine. And we just got the 240.
The party got the 240.
Yeah, party got 240.
Not
You didn't
each
get
of you
240.
got
Not
240.
you.
It was each of us.
Yeah,
It's like,
it
what
was
in the
no.
fuck?
You as a group.
I
got
thought
the
I went on to the
240.
to the keep.
That's why I don't have any money
Yeah.
either, because every time we get money, we pretty much give it all to the keep.
Nosh doesn't get any of this cut.
There. 220. I have 220 still, though.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are putting a lot of money to the keep, but also keeps giving you stuff for, like, free, if at most, like, extremely discounted prices. You also have a fucking keep you can fast travel to. So, like, there's a lot of good stuff coming out of it.
Yeah, I figured the 240 went there.
It's an
It
investment in
feels
your
real bad
future.
Every time we stop at a place, and it's like, what do you want to buy? And I'm like, I'm poor.
I'm gonna go talk to Greg. Greg will hook me up.
I did get a 28 in my persuasion check.
Thoroughly looks at you, is like, don't you buy any other armor made by that fucking verschmuggler Mendel. That man is a cheapskate. I will make your armor. It's like Edna Mode, except as an old man with a weird cadence in his speech. What do
No
you
capes!
mean? No capes! You got your armor made by Gucci? What are you, some kind of plebeian?
Speaking of plebeians, where the fuck is Phantom? I haven't seen him pop into anybody's fucking...
Good question. Maybe he's taking a day off.
That's a really
for
good
him.
question.
Indeed. Hopefully he's feeling okay.
Yes.
Agreed.
I just
Disagree.
remember the argument that went along with fucking Byrne calling him a plebeian and all that shit.
Phantom Mute plebeian? What?
What was it? Monday he was streaming.
Tuesday.
And then
Monday,
Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, Tuesday.
Then yeah, he may not be feeling good. I made him eat what 4 or 5 of those peanuts and take a shot of his fucking.
Oh,
whiskey.
he got hit with all of those peanuts during his live stream?
And he also didn't go to sleep from like his Monday to Tuesday.
Oh, no. Poor
Yeah, I fucked him up on it.
dude.
I told him
Poor
it was
dude.
payback for all the curses.
Jesus.
Poor Phantom's just laying there in bed dying.
Dying slowly. So, you guys are in the tavern, and you're basically asking around for location of this bounty.
Where is the bounty?
Where is the bounty?
Sorry
Where are
guys,
they
I'm not
taking the drugs.
I'm not sick anymore. I can't fucking beat that bar.
I can't do Batman Tovar.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, so basically, what are you guys doing? Who are you asking? What are you asking?
The barkeep.
Alright.
I got a couple of questions for the barkeep myself.
God damn it.
Okay, so Nosh, you step up to the barkeep to ask him some questions. Remember, you are wearing the amulet of silver tongues.
How's it going, my man? How are you today?
I'm doing pretty okay.
How are you doing? You heard anything interesting about any doors to places that aren't places but are doors?
You have
What
a weird
the
way of
fuck?
speaking, Outlander.
Door to nothingness. Ever hear of it?
I've heard about a door on a derelict house that's been causing issues. Are you coming for the bounty?
Yeah, something like that.
Why didn't you start with that?
It's a good question. Why are you asking so many questions?
Now that we got that out of the way, what else can I assist you with?
This place for sale?
No.
How about I play you in a game for it?
Corporal kind of shoves him over and goes, I'll have a meat, please.
He pours you the meat and he hands it to the dwarf. And as soon as you say it, you see him pull a bat out from underneath the bar, place it on the table, on the actual bar itself, and it says "Trouble Breaker" on it.
Well, lucky for you, I'm a troublemaker.
I want to come in real quick before he decides to beat Nosh's head in and just be like, I'll take what was it? The Dwarven.
Rock
Gut.
gut.
Yeah, Rockgug. I need one of those, Goliath-sized. Just kind of had a near-death experience, but it was amazing. I want to do it again.
So he hands out
do
the
it
drinks
again.
you guys want, and she basically tells you that on the north side of town, there is a old derelict house that was supposedly gonna be torn down, but every time they sent people in to basically inspect it and look into it, is that they never came back, and so that's where the bounty's originating from. And he tells you that it's pretty easy to find. It looks like a large derelict house. Looks like it could be haunted. No, who's to say?
I'll thank you for this information, sir, but I want this bar, this establishment.
Can I use the fucking dread helm to intimidate fucking Nosh into stopping with advantage?
I mean, you can just ask him to stop. You don't have to use the whole thing.
I got a 28 and then a 21 on my persuasion checks.
I am fucking brilliant.
He,
Don't ever put screws into his shot glasses by your desk. Just letting you know that.
Do you drink it?
About
you put
shot a
Fucking
freaking shot glass
Drink
with screws in it.
screws.
Yeah, they were in my drink. I found them before I drank it, but yeah.
What are you going to?
God.
Are you auditioning for the Salty Spittoon? Like,
No, I just almost got screwed. That's all.
where's the rim shot? So, Bert, as much as you want to persuade this man, he's just like, no, it's not for sale. Why do you keep asking? You asked about the bounty, and now you're asking about buying my bar. Why am I entertaining you with these here questions?
Oh, it's just something to think about, I guess.
He goes, you know what? You seem like a good folk. I'll tell you the price I'm willing to separate from my bar for. Give me 4,500 gold pieces on my barkeep right now, and I will give you this bar.
What if we play a game for it?
No.
You have a Dragonite too.
Well, the Dragon Eye's at the keep with Thurlby.
I thought he took one.
I thought I took one,
No,
yeah, and
he's
then the
got
other one
the-
to keep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, you took it out and it was brought back to the keep because a massive eye wouldn't fit in the bag of holding. The tooth fit.
Yeah, we still have a tooth on us.
What I separate myself from the tooth. Decisions.
What decision? You don't have 4,500 gold pieces. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't think you've got anything would even come close to valuing 4,500 gold pieces.
Fucking walks out of the bar naked. Gives him everything.
But now I
No,
own
no,
this
that's not how
bar.
it would go. It would be the other guy walks out of the bar carrying a bunch of stuff, and it cuts back, and he's just behind the bar naked.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Instant health code violation. Bar gets shut down.
Yeah.
Immediately lose business.
What if I gave you a nice crisp high five and then just you just gave him the bar?
So, can I do this?
You want
Can I-
to use
can
your
I
Dread
just-
Helm?
No, actually, at this point, I just want to fucking like pick him up by the back of his collar and just kind of like drag him out.
So, you guys are basically finishing your drinks and getting ready to leave. And Tovar, you just grab Nosh by the scruff of the collar and drag him out as Nosh is still bargaining with the barkeep. And the barkeep's just like,
Caveman style. And he's, yeah.
Just fucking.
As Cobrel finishes his drink, he's going to set down a gold piece as a tip and say, "Sorry about my friend," and just walk off.
He just chuckles a little bit as you guys walk out and goes, them adventuring types always asking me about my bar. They didn't know that I didn't have pants on. Well,
Like a fucking news anchor.
yeah, so now you guys are out in the streets with directions to the house that has the door to nothingness on it, or at least that's what the bounty tells you.
Alright. Well, off we go then. Unless anybody wants to buy something first.
I want a nap.
I mean, you know what, actually, yeah, I could go for a long rest before we tackle this.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to take a long rest beforehand, go take a little snooze. There's definitely a few places you can go do, a couple of inns you can stop into. Because now you know where it is, it's not like you're on a time crunch, you just have to go investigate it.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we also have a bracelet, right?
Oh, true.
I mean, yeah,
well,
you guys could
how-
go sleep in the keep, technically.
But we'd have to leave the gate open the whole time.
No, it would reopen the last
No.
position if you wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's literally a fast travel option.
Nice. Well, yeah, we could do that.
We can also go see if we have any armor options too.
I would definitely like to see if anything could be done with the scales.
Everybody else down?
yes.
I'm down.
Notch doesn't count because he's still being dragged.
Behind you, just
I
like,
didn't say
"Let's
FT right now,
go."
so you can't say anything otherwise.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say if you didn't pick him up, we should have just tried out the wand of web on them.
I mean, could still do that.
So-
To the keep.
To the
I like how he was trying to fucking get you to fucking roll persuasion back and like all that shit.
Yeah.
Persuasion only works if it's a consenting party. Like it, because that's how persuasion works in D&D. Is like, if the person doesn't want to be persuaded by you, it is not in conversation with you, then it's not gonna work because they're not gonna be open to persuasion. But regardless, you guys use the bracelet and you pop open a door leading back to the keep.
It keeps him in Crag, right?
Yep.
Yes.
It is
Okay.
in McCrag. So, you guys pop back into the keep, and you see above the large fire pit that was in the mess hall is now hanging a cleaned and bleached dragon skull.
That was fucking fast.
Ooh.
Yes, I work very
Dude
fast
does
thanks
work.
to Steven. I mean,
has
it also
better
helps
colors.
that we skinned it before we brought it back, so, you know, the work wasn't that detrimental. But, you know, a little bit of acid, a little bit of bone saw. It's very straightforward. Anyway, we got it up there. It took a few dwarves and elves to put it up there. One of them got crushed by it. It's the price of salvation in science. It's fine. Workers' comp will cover their legs.
Oh, good. At least they're not dead.
No. At least I don't think so. They'll be fine.
Carl just kind of sitting there like,
It wasn't the dwarf, Coverall. Relax.
Oh, good.
The dwarf was fine. He was the foreman. He reported everything diligently and made sure everything was where it was supposed to be. It was not the dwarf.
Except for the legs, right?
No, the legs was definitely an elf. I'm pretty sure. That, or it could have been a orc or a human. I don't remember. I wasn't paying much attention. All I heard was a crash, and I was worried about the skull being broken. Because then I would have to break someone's legs because of it. But it was fine, so everything is good. Yes.
Would you have broken the legs of the person whose legs were already broken?
More than likely.
That's my man.
Fix them just to break them again.
Nah, break another spot. You have,
Break
you
out
have
another
a
spot.
simple fracture? Oh, I'm about to make it a compound fuck around and find out fracture. But I imagine you're not here just to hear me talk about the dragon skull.
I mean, we might be.
Ah, that's true. I'm not one to understand the amalgamations of the adventurer's mind. I am but an artificer, one that makes many things in my spare time.
And on the note of making things, I was wondering if we could possibly make some armor and or a shield with some of the dragon scales.
I imagine that I could make something. If I haven't already been trying my best to make it, I will have to be back with you as I look through my many things. But I can definitely see about making something that is at least relatively good at doing something. As everything has a purpose, I will find it.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Hey guys, I think we need a painting right there next to the skull.
Painting
After the
what?
dragon crashed. Just where the dragon crashed. After we
Oh,
killed the dragon. The killing of the dragon.
My glorious body, front and center.
You pulling an eye out of the fucking dragon?
Just my head wedged into its skull.
Your
Like we're
head
flying.
is
Where
wedged
my
into
sword
its
is.
skull?
You did say
What?
that.
Wait,
He's like, what?
all of a sudden,
Sword.
Notch is an ostrich?
We didn't treat it like a door in the dungeon.
I am but a simple ostrich. Could you imagine putting your head through a dragon skull though? Damn.
I would
Nosh.
take some doing.
His new name's gonna be Nosh Ostrich Born.
That's gonna be a next character.
Nosh Ostrich born. Just fucking.
It's a fucking
Reincarnated.
Aarakocra, but instead of it being an eagle, it's a fucking ostrich.
Flightless.
Right.
Flightless,
And when
but
it's
has
frightened,
better,
it stick its head in the
strength or
fucking
something.
ground. If I get charmed or anything, just my head goes straight into the ground.
I mean, you would have a mean headbutt and a mean back kick.
Oh my god. Be war of the ostriches instead of the emus.
Alright. So we're doing long rest here?
Yes.
Okay.
I was waiting for therapy to come back, but okay.
I mean, he'll come back to you guys like once your long rest is
Yeah.
done. He's going to be looking over what he's got.
I'll sleep right on his desk.
You do big sleep
Fucking Christ.
on his desk.
On his desk, yep.
So you go to lay down on the desk that's at the front of his artificer shop, and you just get bonked in the back of the head by a wrench being thrown at you. Nash, get your dirty human ass off my damn counter, you schmugging a schmuck! Be gone with you!
Fucking,
Is Nosh like secretly a cat or something? It's like a cat piloting a Nosh mech suit.
Damn Khajiit. I'm here all night, folks.
So you guys go and do a big sleep. And 8 hours later, you wake back up in the keep. The gate is closed, but you know that if you open it again, you'll wind back up in Delta's Anchor. So, as you wake up, you see that Thurlby is still working diligently in his shop. The smell of fire, brimstone, and magic floats through the air.
My performance check was better.
just trying to get my bad rolls out of the way now.
Just earning your bad rolls, like, alright, come on.
Oh, I just wanted to play the bagpipes while we were, like, starting to get up. That's what my performance check was.
To play the bagpipes?
Oh, yeah.
Can I shoot the bagpipes with an arrow?
No,
No.
I'm playing that. I'm playing that corn song that starts out with bagpipes.
No, it's my snooze button though.
Snooze the button. Snooze.
In his
So.
accent, he uses the explosive arrow.
Really use the explosive unbreakable arrow.
Unbreakable
Blows
arrow.
up
Yeah.
a wall of the fucking keep.
Yeah.
Well, Shoots and Ladders. That's the corn song. With the bagpipes.
No, I got something I want to ask there before.
I keep forgetting that this is a fucking thing.
Butt pipes.
Fucking D100.
Oh yeah.
Percentage die.
I almost rolled that earlier when it was like a D10 that I needed, and I saw that. I was like, oh no, that's a D100.
You're
Never
like,
mind.
oh yeah. No, wait.
Hold up a minute.
I do 92 damage. What?
Man, this ain't no fucking Death Watch. This ain't no 40k game. What you talking about, Willis?
I would've- worst part is I would have
You're
rolled
not
3 of
hitting
them.
on 40s or better. Your AC's not 62. You be quiet over there.
217 dabblage.
Jeez. So, you guys basically wake
One
up,
shot the dragon.
just one shot, just poof it out of existence. God, a weapon
I mean, I
with the
basically
damage die
did.
of a D100 is terrifying because you do really good or really terrible. And it's just like when you do really good, you just evaporate stuff in front of you. When you do poorly, you're just like, oh no,
Uh-oh.
oh, oh no. Actually gives me a really good idea for a magical item. Thank you. So you guys
Oh,
wake
God.
up and you hear Thurlby working in his shop. I imagine you all go and speak to Thurlby as you are looking forward to what he has crafted.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Nosh, what the fuck is that GIF that you posted? That is just fucking nightmare fuel.
That is nightmare fuel.
Somebody get the
Good
butter.
thing everyone's chats are blocking that. So I can't see any
Jesus.
chat in Discord right now.
Just be happy. Be happy you can't see it. I can't unsee it.
I was like, ooh, corn.
Here, just so everyone in the chat can witness this as well.
Bleach.
Bleach.
I'm just gonna not watch your stream for a moment.
It's corn time, folks. This is the shit that comes out of Nosh's brain. It's terrifying.
Oh god.
Anyway, so
The one after it is perfect.
yes, very much. So, you guys go and speak to Thurlby, and he has a couple of ideas on what to do. He goes, well, looking through our material, I have many things to work with, many things to create if you so wish. I've been drawing up plans on what to do with the different materials. I know that I could probably make you some kind of magical deck of cards out of the scales that could be interesting for you to utilize. I could make you some kind of armor resistance, as this dragon was an acid breather. I could make you one that would make you resistant to acid damage. I could try and make some kind of weapon out of its pieces. It's really up to you what you think would be a best idea. Any ideas would be greatly appreciated, as I am working with the own amalgamations of my own mind, and I have quite an imagination.
Slightly interested in the deck. What's
Deck of
everyone
many
else
things.
interested in?
Deck of many things can literally make or break you.
Here's the thing. It's not the regular deck of many things. It's my deck of many things,
Yeah, you mentioned
which is
that.
worse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if my character dies, I'm okay with that.
I mean, cats do have their lives.
So, basically, he's just looking at you guys like, if you have anything that you would like to ask him for, think of, that you would like to try and see made.
Yeah,
I
can
mean,
I
I
get a
just want
special
armor
bat made? Called the Nosh Bunker.
Nosh bunker.
Just make a bat out of one of the teeth.
You already have that. We already have a very effective Nosh bunker.
I know, but now you can do it with a bat.
Can he make the slap chop?
Slap chop? Jesus.
Why the slap chop?
I mean, he could probably try and make you a slap chop.
No, Bird knows what I'm talking about.
It's an axe that has a hand instead of a regular axe blade. So you can use it to slap someone or chop someone, hence the name Slap Chop.
Nice.
I get another Vorpal sword, so I can have two of them.
He looks at you like, you want another Vorpal? Do I look like I have non-Newtonian metal in this goddamn workshop for your fucking Vorpal bullshit? What do you want me to do? Pull it out of my ass, Nosh?
I can pull it out for you. I mean, I can pull it out for you. I got extra hands.
Nosh, I want you to listen very closely. When I say, I'm only going to say once. And he reaches over the counter and he like bops you in the forehead. Stop being a fucking moron! Now,
Can you make
I
my
heard
This
Oppo
is
any
why I
better?
wanted the bat.
say again, Rage.
Oh, I was saying, can you make my oath bow any better?
He looks it over. He goes, I don't think I can make it necessarily better. I'd have to mess with the enchantments. There could be a chance that it could just become something else entirely, which could either be a good or a bad thing, depending on what you would like to do.
I mean, I just wanted to where I could switch targets on my oath.
Hmm. The enchantment on this is specifically meant to be against sworn enemies. I can try, at least, to see if there's anything else I can do to change it, but I don't believe that it will give you anything additional. But what I can do is see about appealing to the enchantment. Worst case, it turns into something else. Best case, you have a better oath bow. It's up to you.
I mean, can we make it a classification of enemies instead of just a singular enemy? So if it was goblins, it's all goblins, not just one goblin?
Okay, I'm just double checking my reading. So it doesn't say that there is a recharge time on making a swift death, or basically declaring someone basically that's going to get destroyed by the bow. You can only have one at a time, and when the sworn enemy dies, you can choose a new one after the next on. So there is a 24-hour or less waiting period. I don't think he's going to be able to give you a classification, because since his bow is Elvish in attunement, it basically is meant to be, you see someone that you hate, because the oath lasts for 7 days. So it's more in line of like, oh, this person has wronged me, I want to hunt this person down. So I don't think he can do that, because it would essentially break the enchantment of the bow. He'd have to make you a new one. Or just a new bow in general that has it. So he can't do that, but he can try and see about making you a different one, or maybe giving you something that's not a bow at all.
I mean, I'm a ranger. I kind of need a bow.
You just need
Crossbow.
a ranged weapon.
I do need a ranged weapon. Oh, can I get a Barrett?
Let me think on this. And so I do have a homebrew item that is essentially a Barrett. There are caveats to it.
Oh.
Because you only get 8 shots a day.
Ooh.
It does do significant damage, but it has no other bonuses. Minus the fact that it does a lot of damage, causes bleed, and has 8 shots limited.
Oh, what's the damage on it?
Fuck, it's something ridiculous. There, let me pull it. Because I made it because it was a weapon that the party on my Sunday games made because of that's a subclass. The Terror's Reign. Terror's Reign is a +2 weapon. It is a long rifle made of flesh and metal. The weapon fires a violently maturing species of flesh-sporing beetle at high velocities. Can cause bleed on a target. Proficiency in firearm, view details page. That's going to tell me the rest of it. Why don't you just tell me the thing? So, if I remember correctly, I think it's something to the tune of... Fuck. I can't remember what's on it here. I'm just going to pull it into your sheet, because that's going to make my life easier on that end.
I mean, that works.
Because I need to fucking see it. Because it's not going to tell me on my homebrew collection, because that would make too much sense.
Let me know when it's in there.
What?
Terror's Reign. We'll add it to equipments. And we'll make sure we throw it on. So the Terror's Reign does 6d8.
Jesus Christ.
Shit.
Yeah. It's a two-handed, heavy, limited ammunition weapon that is a firearm that has 8 shots per day with a... The range is a little bit shorter because of how difficult it is, so your max range is only 360. But you slap a motherfucker if you hit him. I had my player who's currently using it in my Sunday game critted for 57 damage.
And you have a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Yeah. So it's a +6 weapon for you that does 68 +4 piercing.
That's it.
Jesus Christ.
Can I have both?
He's gonna need magical collateral to make the weapon because it is not something that is easily created. It is a biomechanical weapon that is legendary in its essence. So if you want it, you're gonna have to trade in the Oathbow so you can use the materials out of it to craft it, and he'll give you a replacement weapon as a backup. So you'll have the Terror's Reign in like a regular longbow, whether it would be a +2 longbow, just to make sure that you have that backup.
Fuck, guys, that thing slaps. What should I do?
I mean,
Because right now it's 1d8 +2. This would be 6d8 +4.
Roll a dice
you
for it.
only have 8 chances a day with it, but you would
I mean,
still have a decent.
I don't
weapon
think you're gonna
as a
need more
backup.
than 8.
Hit is still decent. Is still a +6. So
And you get a backup weapon.
and that Oathbow,
Yeah.
I mean, it's only a 3d6, and that's only to one enemy per day.
Now, he
Yeah.
will- so you
Fuck.
have to trade in. So you can't trade in the Hunter's Quiver because it's a artifact you need for the end game.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to trade in your Oathbow to get it. So it's basically your call.
Wait. Can I still do Halo of Thorns on that? Because it's a ranged weapon. I
Yeah, it's
could.
actually a ranged weapon because your
Oh my
Halo
God.
of Thorns is a spell. It's a concentration spell.
Oh, fuck it. Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to remove the Oathbow from your person, and we're going to double it. And you now have the Terror's Reign and a. You want a longbow or a short bow?
Let's just do longbow.
Longbow, got it. Can I do? Is there a +2 rank? Yeah, there it is. Add to equipment. All right, so now you got your longbow, your +2 longbow, and your Terror's Reign.
Jesus Christ. Thank you.
So
I would
you
definitely
see-
like to see about.
So I got something for all y'all. Hang on.
Okay.
So you see Thurlby take the Oathbow. Go, yes. If you truly wish for something that can cause great pain and misery, I may have something that is of your keeping, but I do warn you, it comes at a price. And he snaps the Oathbow in half and drops it into a barrel. And goes, whippity wobbity, jumbobbity, and he reaches into the barrel after a flash of purple light and smoke, and he pulls out this massive rifle in front of you guys, where it is just easily the size of an M82. It is easily 4.5 feet long, and just has these metal pieces of rifling that are built within this almost living tissue that wraps around the upper receiver and the barrel, coming down to a gaping maw at the muzzle. Inside the magazine, you can see that there is a window built into it. We can see these large scarab beetles that are about 6 inches long and about 2 inches wide that are nested together in this magazine. You see that there are 8 of them. And it goes, now listen, you only have 8 shots before the rifle will have to recharge over 24 hours. And it will only begin to recharge once you are out of beetles. So if you're going to use it, use it.
While you guys are having this conversation, I'm looking through my bag of tricks, and I use one of the charges.
So you just use one of the bag of tricks.
I
So
did.
the bag of trick is essentially there's just one thing in there, and you pull it out and you toss it. Like you don't look through it. You just pull one out and you toss it.
Okay. Well, I yeet it. I already know what I got. I rolled a 2, so I got a giant rat, 5
Yeah,
foot by
so a
5
giant
foot.
rat pops up in front of you.
I'm just sitting there playing with my giant rat.
Yeah, you're being fucking weird, but yeah, you're doing it.
Being fucking weird.
You're being fucking weird, but you're doing it. So yeah, so Rage is what you get, and he goes, "All right, what else do you want? Anyone else?" Coverall,
Only
I
this-
heard you speak about wanting armor or a better hitting stick.
Hey, if that would be possible.
Well, which one is it? The hitting stick or the armor?
I think I'd like the armor. I've still only got chainmail.
Alright, well, I can give you one of two things. You can either have... I can use the scales to make an armor that is resistant to acid damage, and hopefully it will be a little stronger for what you're doing. Or, I can see about using it as a catalyst to make armor of your homeland.
Oh.
But I'll leave the choice to you.
Oh, I mean, that does sound appealing. You give a dwarf an option to have armor from his homeland, and you wonder what the option's going to be, eh?
It's gonna be the acid armor, right? Is that what it's gonna be?
Wow. I would like to try this armor from my homeland. Please.
He goes, "Ah, yes." And so you see him begin to yell at Steven. "Steven! Pull forth the auto hammer!" As you see this machine contraption roll forward, as he starts feeding the scales through it, as this large metal block just starts hitting this anvil he's braced into it at hundreds of times per minute, as he's just feeding the scales in gently and carefully as they're being flattened and molded by these pieces of metal, as he starts to hem them all together through his means using the drills and punches and rings. And when it comes back out after he's done, he goes, "I will work on this for a minute, and I will be complete with the project." And when he's finally done, he brings forth the armor, and it looks very much like dwarven plate mail. But because he used the scales as a catalyst, the armor is blackened out with golden trim, and seems to almost look like it is made of the scales themselves, where the metal is sleek and billeted on normal plate mail. This seems to almost be scale mail mixed with the dwarven plate. And so you would wind up having essentially dwarven plate, which is just something you can add from your inventory. And that would replace your current plate mail as you'd use that as a catalyst.
Okay. Delete all that.
Now, to give you a little bit of information, Mr. Coverall, as you probably are well aware, this armor will give you an additional bonus to you being able to be hit, which is also good. In addition, if you get pushed, you won't. That is it.
I thought you like cut out for a second. I was like, wait a second, he just stopped.
It is thicker plating. It will make him tougher to wound, but also if he is pushed or moved, he can say, "No, nay, nay, sir.
Nay, nay.
Nay, nay, I am dwarf, sir. I do not move." So says the armor.
Very nice.
Now, I do have multiple pounds of this scale left. I can make you the deck that I was speaking of. That would need approximately 24 pieces out of the 75 or the 60-ish pounds I have left. But I should also have enough scale left to make one of you armor out of it. Bona fide dragon scale armor. Or, what up? What you want?
No, keep going. Keep going. I'll say
Or I can use the scales to make you something that is better at killing dragons.
Uh-huh.
I will leave the decision up to you, whoever wishes for it.
Better than beetles?
I kind
better
of want
than
dragon
beetles.
scale mail.
Well, at least for someone who carries a sword.
Hey,
What? You can't beat firing beetles at someone. That's just not how the game goes. It's rock, paper, scissors, sword, beetle.
are you guys against me getting some dragon scale mail?
No,
I need some new armor.
I can't do armor. Otherwise, that ruins like being a monk.
Yeah, I don't want any heavy armor because it gives me disadvantage and stuff.
But skill mail's medium, I think, so.
Yeah, it is.
I'm good with it. Tovar?
Alright.
Yeah, that's fine.
Black dragon scale mail.
I'm going
Yep.
freaking black.
So
Frickin'
he would take your armor from you, use it as material and binding for what he's creating, and you would receive black dragon scale mail.
The purple
Which-
stuff, right?
Purple stuff?
It's an epic.
The
I'm pretty sure.
name is purple in D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? But yeah, purple stuff. What fucking purple stuff? But yeah, so it
You're
is
purple.
scale mail that is made out of the scales of a kind of dragon. Dragons collect their cast-off scales. Blah blah blah. While wearing this armor, you will gain an additional +1 to your AC. You have advantage on saving throws against the frightful presence and breath weapons of dragons. And you'll have resistance against the type of damage from that dragon, which is acid. Additionally, you can focus your senses as an action to magically discern the distance and direction to the closest dragon within 30 miles of you. That is the same type as the armor. And it has a timer until the next dawn to be used again.
I'm gonna have me some dragon babies.
Please, for the love
Oh,
of God,
no.
no.
You chose a really bad type of dragon to try that with. too.
That's okay.
Seriously. Hey, Burn.
Yeah.
So, can I use my freebie since I didn't get the freebie from Thurby in the beginning?
Yeah. What up?
Oh, yeah.
A cape wouldn't mess with my armor, would it?
No, it's just aesthetic. It's flavor.
Sorry.
I was
I
just
mean,
thinking
if-
because I'm like a puncher, so
Yeah, I mean, you can get like a cape or a cloak or something like that. It doesn't necessarily count as armor. It's more of a thing that goes around you. Like, for example,
The-
like the cloak of the
I would like to
Manta
do a
Ray.
cloak.
Yeah. Do you have an idea of what type of cloak, or do you want me to find you one that would be good?
I want to go with the one that you think would be best.
Okie dokie. So, here we go. Finrod, you wanted the deck, and then of course, your freebie from Thurlby. After your freebie, you'll be hooked. I have just the item for you in question. And he reaches below the counter and pulls out a small box. Not small box, but like a medium-sized box, like a foot across. Goes, open the box, please.
I walk up to the box, fingers going, ooh, and open.
You find inside that it is a cloak of protection. It is adorned with multiple colors that run down the front and the back. You see that it has sigils around it that you recognize from your order, as well as a brooch that seals the cloak together. that is reminiscent of your order's sigil as well. And it will give you a +1 bonus to AC and your saving throws while you wear it.
That's really good.
And then he also gives you the deck made out of dragon scales. He goes, now be careful with this deck. It is of a strange, strange time from a darkened world. The sigils that we found that we carved into them are not of what we know now in the normal alchemy and the arcane. So be wary if you are to use them. I can describe to you the different ones that are currently in front of you. It will not activate them if I simply tell you. But if once you leave this keep and you begin to draw the cards, then they will come to haunt you if they do follow such an idea.
Oh yeah, let's hear him. I'm down to hear him.
So,
Everyone else?
Hell yeah.
So, he basically starts walking you through the different cards. Let's see if I have it written here, if I have it written on a different sheet of paper. I believe I have it written on a different piece of paper. I do have the pictures I drew, but I want to make sure I have my stuff mixed in. That's fine, it's over there somewhere. So, he begins reading off the names to you, going down the list. He goes, the first we have the broken noose, known as Grace. We have the sustainable helm of the Brute. The awakened axe of the Fury. The barbed arrow of Strife. The fallen clover of Twist. The wooden mallet of the Breaker. The angered goose of Grievance. The shattered sight of the Seer. The orb of the Sight. The hands of the Deft. The tooth of the Megarpali. The face of Iron. The eye of the Awoken. The door of the Breach. The sigil of the Veil. The letter of the Rock. And simple, the chair of the throne, the strings of the vizier, the face of the moon and the warmth of the sun, the sarge of the gem, the rays of the stars, the flames of the comet, and the hole for the keys, a shield of the night, and a symbol of the fates, a door to the void, and the claws of the talons, the angles of the flames, the horns of the skull, the box of the idiot, the light of ruin, the prison of the donjon, the scales of balance, the knife of the rogue, and the gauntlet of Uriel, and finally, the diamond of the jester, and the ravine of the fool. These cards may serve you well. They may also bring many curses and detriments to your travels. I hope that chance is on your side, Sir Finrod.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this.
Oh snap!
I love having fate decide stuff.
He goes, I see that I've helped all of our folks here. I do have one thing that I will give to our dear druid when she awakens from her deep slumber. But I see the barbarian. You stand in the back, away. What can Theraby help you with?
Tovar, you're muted.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anything right now.
Very well. If anything comes to mind, find me, and we will speak and you see
Sounds
him
good.
disappear back behind the counter, wrenches and tools and pieces of metal being thrown around as he begins searching diligently through his piles of inventions and failed ideas, trying to find something that fits what he's looking for. Oh, I'm being raided. Zendiff's raiding me with 6 viewers. Sweet God, a raid is here.
raid.
To the gates! To the gates, adventurers! The raid is here! Hurry, 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 hurry. Very good, my leg. Sup, Zendiff. Appreciate the raid, buddy. We were just getting some items sorted for our dear compatriots here.
Out of character, I was looking at the cantrips for wizards and stuff like that.
Mm.
And so a shape water cantrip, right?
Yeah.
So realistically, you could essentially make someone's blood come out of their
It's
pores.
not that type of water shaping. You're not a bloodbender.
But isn't there water? What about this? What about urine in their bladder?
Alright, so the spell of shape water strictly speaks of water. Water. It does not
Yes,
speak
it's-
of liquids. It speaks of water.
There is
Because what you're
water.
doing is you're solidifying or liquefying water. You're basically shaping it into like an ice bridge. What about the send it?
So-
Stop. That is not how it works.
You can change the flow of water as you direct.
So he's half of the Wonder Twins, is what you're saying.
Yes, essentially. It's shape water as a cantrip is essentially meant to literally do what it says. It allows you to shape the water in front of you for utility reasons. It's one of the spells that, as much as I would love for it to have an offensive capability, it just does not have one. Like, you could easily make like an ice block that you could like push onto someone. You can be creative with it, but it's not something that you can ultimately use as an offensive tool.
Could he make ice beetles for my gun?
You instantly move or otherwise change the flow of water as you direct up to 5 feet in any direction.
Yes. You see how it uses
You
the keyword
could
water?
technically, what you could do is you could essentially waterboard somebody with water.
True.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things you could do with just regular water. Like, the cantrip, I think it's a cantrip, of create water, is you can do that because it says in a vessel. And technically inside the body is a vessel. But that's because it's very vague in what a vessel is. But it's still, you're making water in it. Same thing with shape water, is that even though it does say you're moving water in what direction, doing etc. or whatever, you're still working with water itself. In a narrative form, I may give you the ability to like make someone pee themselves down the road if that's a funny haha moment that comes up. But it's gonna be a narrative flavor only. It's not gonna be like an offensive cantrip you can use. Like, I make the army pee themselves. No, that's not how that works.
It'll be during a curse. He allows it.
Right.
You got that shit right. But yeah,
I'm just looking at all the cantrips right now.
I gotta put.
Oh, yeah,
I
by
gotta
the-
finish up my fucking homebrew shit. I got a bunch of stuff I
I-
gotta add in here.
I put that on and attuned to the cloak.
Very good. Very good.
The only thing I can't see is encode thoughts. Because it's a Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica.
Yeah, so that means that wouldn't be a cantrip you have. You silly man.
You silly man.
You silly man.
You dilly goose.
You are a goose. Get in the pond.
Get in the pond, you bitch.
You saw
Yeah,
what
the
happened
pond
the last
series.
time there was a goose near this party.
You saw what happened the last time a goose attacked you. So now we've answered those questions, and Zendif was trying to be a bad influence. Welcome, Raiders. I am Burn the Priest. I am the local DM of these goobers and all these other different groups I work with. You have stumbled into the ending hour or so of Siege of Etheria, where we are playing an adventure where these guys and girl, when she's here, basically go forth and do funny haha shit and get into shenanigans and basically are trying to seal away a great evil that has erupted back into the land. I do also gaming and streamings and whatnot on the other side, but my biggest pull for a lot of people, it's a lot of fun time, is just doing my D&D stuff because I love to do it. I've been doing it for 20 years. It's the funniest shit I've ever done. So, you guys have basically asked for everything you needed. You have had your long rest. You have your new gear. The ranger has a Barrett, which is a terrifying thought in and of itself. And you guys are ready to jump into the side quest.
To Narnia.
To Narnia.
That will
So-
begin next time.
Once you finish speaking with Thurlby and you have all of your gear, as you walk back towards the gate, you see that the dragon skull is mounted in such a way that as you go to leave the mess hall, you like slap it on your way out. Like, good luck. Just like, bonk.
Like pre-game.
Yeah.
Like
So-
the rock that Clemson has? Is it
Yeah,
Clemson that has that big ass boulder or whatever?
Or it's
I
like the
think so.
doorways that you slap as like a
Yeah,
seventh
it's-
grader.
Yeah. Like, it's like in certain locker rooms, they have like the sigil of the
Mhm.
team or some nonsense, and you slap on your way out. It's like good luck or something. I don't know.
Oh.
People are weird.
Superstitious.
Yeah.
Love sports.
Regardless, it's something that like you're like, oh yeah, like rub the dragon skull for good luck because we drove it into the ground like a car without wheels,
Play the dragon.
felon style.
Balance style.
That's essentially what flying is. You're falling in style,
Oh, he said felon, like felon style.
not felon.
Because it said
Felon.
play the dragon.
As
It said
in-
felon style. I was like, well, shit.
So
Yeah, Clemson does have a rock, by the way.
oh,
It's just a rock that they touch on their way out.
neat. So you guys make your way out back towards the gateway. You open the door and you pop your way back up to Delta's Anchor. And you make a very quick walk to the house that the bounty is talking about. At this point, it's about midday as you got back to the keep around midday and you took a nice long rest, let yourself recharge, ate food, cleaned yourselves, etc. Recovered yourselves, your mentality, your physicality, etc. And now you stand in front of this derelict house. This house is a very square two-story building. On the outside, it looks like nothing really interesting. It seems to be on the north side of the town. It seems to be away from a lot of stuff. The windows are boarded. The paint on the outside is chipping. The stonework that holds it seems to be eroding. It seems like a house that does not have anyone living in it for many, many years. And you can clearly see that there is a door on the front of the house, much like with anything else. And it seems to be a large door. This building, the purpose is unknown to you, but that is not why you're here. You are here to find out why people are disappearing when they're going to basically search this house and find out why this is all happening to start with. And so you all stand in front of the house as Tovar does a flying dragon kick at the door. You all stand there very calmly, and you hear Tovar just yelling and like running. Where like you hear it, and it's like one of those cuts where he's running like forever, and you're like, he should have made this distance by now. It's just like the cuts back and forth, like what is he doing?
Chariots of Fire playing.
Yeah. And you see him eventually reach the door and just kick it the fuck in. It breaks off the hinges. It flies into the house, and you're looking into the house. And because midday, there's some light coming through, so some holes in the roof, a couple of the windows, the boards aren't as securely fashioned, have fallen off. So there's a couple of rays of light peeking through, that are highlighting the dust particles that have been kicked up by Tovar kicking the door off its hinges. And you see that any of the furniture that's been left is covered with those white cloths. The dust is relatively thick. Again, it seems like this house has been derelict for many years. The one thing that sticks out to you is that it is a square building, but the second floor has a circular cutout in the center of the building, with stairs leading up on the sides, leading up to the second and third floors. Both the second and third floors have that same circular cutout looking down at the ground floor. And on the ground floor, in the center of where the holes where it's cut, you see that there is a, I don't want to say a sharp mound, but it's a shaped mound. It has a clear shape to it. It's not like a round heap. It is a mound.
Nice and kind of shrine.
Can we throw a Nosh down there, see what happens?
I'm confused why it's round on the inside but square.
So let me just here. I'll pull this up so I can. Which one I
All
use
these
for you
squares make a
guys?
circle.
I use this one. Let me just clean this up
cannot
real
fix it.
quick. Zop. And then we'll swap the scene over. Scene.
Excuse me. The 27 was my hit, by the way. I don't know why Burnham put across the door. Damn.
Alright, so to basically give you guys an idea, so we will quickly draw this so you can see it. The door is here. And then in the center of the room is a large circle cut in the upper floors. So basically the second and third floor has these pieces here where it's essentially a clearing in the center. The ground floor does not have the clearing in the center. It is flat. But the upper floors have all this minus this.
Now
Is that making sense so far?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
wonderful. So you all enter the building, yes?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all enter the building. It is dusty, it is dank, and not the good kind.
Dank.
It is slightly dark, with a
Not the
few
good
light
kind.
rays punching through, the dust particles being kicked up from the door being kicked into the center of the building. A shaped mound lies in the center of the circle-cut loft pieces that extend upwards to second and third floors, reaching the roof, where you can clearly see the struts are covered in cobwebs and dust and old rags that have been hung to try and preserve what they can. What do you do?
See if I can see anything else.
You see, besides what you normally see, for the sense of what is known to be there, you don't see of anything of major importance. You see that there's furniture, of course, that has been covered and left to be made sure that no harm comes of it over the time. But past that, you see that there's nothing of major importance. Maybe some desks, maybe some documents, maybe some normal items left over from before. But past that, the only thing that really strikes you out is the mound in the center of the floor.
Is the mound the exact same size as that circle?
No, I'm about to zoop it real quick. Zooped.
So I'll inspect the mound. See if there's anything inside of it.
That's exactly actually where I was going to go up. So we go together.
Yeah, I'm diving head first into it though. If it's
Diving
soft
head
enough.
first. So
See, I'm not going that far.
So, Finrod and Nosh, you step up as Kafral's following you with the rest of the party very shortly behind. Nosh, you leap at the mound, expecting it to be soft. As Finrod, you see him leap as you're going to inspect it. Nosh, you fall in this mound and it is solid. Like, it is solid, almost feels like rock. And you
Knocked
just
the wind out
belly
of me.
flop onto the side of it.
How you
Oh,
feeling
that
there,
taste.
Nosh?
Round 2. Hey, Tovar, you think you can break this rock in my head?
I'm actually going to suggest against that.
Can I fly up to the next floor?
Yeah.
I was gonna
See what I can see.
Yeah.
Coverall would take the stairs up to the second floor to try to get a better look.
Yeah. So, Kavral, you take the second floor. Rage, you simply fly up and you take the third. The two of you up there don't really see anything major. You see some desks, some tables, some chairs, all covered the same white cloth. Some papers are strewn around, but most of them are blank or unintelligible of what it says. You see tools that have been left over for measuring, for cutting rock, or for otherwise. But nothing that really screams importance, and nothing that screams people that have gone missing. There's, of course, other doors that lead out of the building, but all of them have been boarded shut. The only one that was open was the one that you kicked in.
Can I walk around the rock to see if there's a door on it?
You walk around the rock and you do not see that there's a door on it. It looks like a rock.
It's a rock. It's
I
not
knock on the rock.
stupid boulder.
But Kavral and Rage, you two see something as you guys are going up to the floors. As you look down, you realize the size of this mound, of how actually big it is compared to this building. It is easily 20, 30 feet across at the points. It is not a small mound. It is not a small object, whatever this is. And Finrod, as you approach, as Nosh walks around the rock after throwing himself onto it, you can see that the ground around it seems fractured, as if the rock was either put here or moved recently.
Wanna lift it?
Tovar, can you break it?
Can we
Maybe.
lift
I
it?
was thinking more we could see if we could push it.
I can try and push it.
We could try that too. Yeah.
Why don't we all try to push it?
Team effort.
Yeah, go team, go.
Alright, so... Alright, so you all try to push it, including Mandy, who wakes
Sleepy
up for a
body.
moment to just throw her weight against the rock. And as you all go to push it, I'm not even going to have you roll. As you go to push it, it doesn't move.
Okay.
What you do notice is that at your feet, where the ground was fractured, is that you can peer down, and it looks like this goes down further into the ground.
Oh.
Tovar, break the ground?
Yeah, can we smash
sure.
loose stuff?
I was gonna ask if I could use my dwarven stone cunning to check. for
Yeah.
anything.
So, Kavral, you, as Tovar is basically stretching and prepping for what lies ahead, you use your stone cunning and you start walking around the rock and you're feeling it. As you're moving the dust off, you see that it has sigils and swirls carved into its surface. You see that looking down around its side in the ground that you broke with the force that all of you were putting into it, that it goes down 20 or so feet into the dirt. That whatever this is, it is massive. How it got here is unknown, but why it's here now is also a mystery. But as you walk around, you guys hear a noise, almost like a falling piece of metal clanging against the set of stairs. And you hear the sound come from over here, from the staircase Kafral just walked down.
Hey, Coverall, did you see anyone up there?
That's a no.
Yeah, I didn't see anyone either.
Let's go check it out.
Sure, right behind you there, big guy.
So, Tovar, you go to the staircase that's over here, and you look at the bottom of the staircase, and you see that there is a metal cube laying on the ground.
Fuck is that?
What'd you find?
Metal box?
The cube
metal
is
box?
about 4 inches by 4 inches. So it is a small cube, especially one small enough to fit in a Goliath's hand. As you go to pick it up, a rat scurries out from behind it, back under the staircase, squeaking as it goes.
What do you suppose that cube's about?
I don't know. Apparently the rat wanted it though. Wanted to investigate the cube.
You investigate the cube. You sit there and you look at it real hard as you see that it has these interlocking cut shapes into its sides with almost a faint glow in the center that can be seen from all 6 sides, which each of them cut with the same shape into it.
I don't recognize the script that's on the altar, or whatever this thing is at all, do I?
You don't recognize the script. The script seems odd. It doesn't seem to have any kind of relevance to other languages that you've seen in the world. It seems out of place.
Interesting.
Can I see... Fuck. So, like, out of character, this fucking seems like it would be, like, a key type of thing. But, I don't know. Also seems like it's like a fucking dice. Like a die. That I just fucking picked up.
Well, roll it.
I don't know, I guess just fucking like... I don't know.
Do you
Like-
bring it back over to
Throw-
them?
Yeah, I'll bring
it
it
up.
over to them.
Yeah, throw it at me.
So
Throw it
you
at
walk
Nasha's
back
rat.
over. You
Don't
walk
talk
back
about my
over with
rat.
the cube, looking at the cube, still trying to decipher what it means and what it is. You see that it has only the one, essentially, hole on each side.
Oh my god.
BFG, he's so
Oh
big.
my god.
It always does that when I first fucking, like,
I don't know
Put
why
it in
does
there.
that. I'm gonna have to check its settings and see why it do. But anyway, so you bring the
'Cause it's
cube, you see that
BFG.
there's- Yeah, it's just, he's the BFG. He's the big bitch, big gator. So you see, there's one hole in each side that all seems to have the same circles cut down in a conical fashion towards the center, with a small glowing light almost irradiating from the center. As you walk closer to the party to show them, you kind of hold out your hand to show it, and you start to see white arcs of energy come out of the cube and into the mound, the rock in the center of the room. As Kavral is studying the glyphs and the markings on it, they start to glow this deep reddish white color as the stone starts to move.
World just kind of stands up and goes, "Oh, that doesn't seem good."
Throw the cube at the
Throw it
rock.
at me. Throw it at me. Oh.
So you see this energy pop off the cube, but for an instant, as the light inside the cube fades out,
Ah,
and the rock starts to shake as it begins to glow. You realize that the fact that it looked like a rock, a dark gray state, was because that there was no energy moving through it. As it begins to rise up and raise to a 20-foot height, pieces of it breaking off and orbiting around it, it turns into this blood orange color, emanating bright light inside the building, lighting up the entire place. And all of you stare at the sigils that are dancing around its surface, the ground beneath it seeming to have closed up as it left. And you hear a voice start to echo from the crystal. Anomaly detected. Anomaly detected. Anomaly detected.
What the fuck?
I am the anomaly.
Stabilization.
Awful bit.
Crashing. Require assistance. Anomaly.
Shut your
Useful.
Yeah, I'm gonna
ass
fly
up.
back.
As you all start to kind of back away, you hear it say, anomalies useful. As bands of energy lash out from the crystal and start to pull you guys back.
So we're getting sucked into the crystal, yeah?
Yes. Basically, you're being pulled, and as you fight, the first person that gets pulled in is Nosh. As he gets pulled close enough to the crystals, he was the closest to it. As he touches it, he's instantly gone.
Ooh,
Yeah, I mean, oh no, what happened to him?
kind of just
Oh,
fucking
this
did
looks
a
like
great
it's the door.
accent to the ground.
Yeah,
The
it's
next
trying to-
is Mandy,
Use it as an
who
anchor.
touches who touches the crystal as she's pulled closer to it, and then she poofs out.
A new champion touches the beacon.
You be quiet over there.
Meridia.
Kovral, you feel yourself being pulled, but your armor helps you stay steadfast. Tovar, you and BFG are slowly pulled towards it. Finrod, you lose your footing as Rage, as you push as hard as you can with your wings. You just can't seem to get distance. And over just a few seconds, you guys are pulled closer, and you touch the stone, and you disappear from the house. The last thing the world will see as you all disappear is the stone losing its light and growing dimmer as it sinks back down into the earth from where it was found. The cube starting to dance and jumping itself onto a table. Its light beginning to glow once again from the center. After an instant, you all disappear, and you reappear in a world of a lush jungle and a oddly cut structures within the stones in front of you. A voice calls to you once again, saying, anomaly, useful. System, unstable, require anomalies. And you see that in the distance, ever so far, through the vines and the trees that sit in front of you, the humid air sinking against your skin, the temperature much higher than where you were prior, almost like stepping into the Amazon jungle, coming from, you know, even in the terms of Florida, stepping out of Florida and meeting into the Amazon, you are just hit with this wave of humidity, this wave of heat, of moisture, of the sounds of animals in the trees, of the grass and the trees bending to the winds that pass through it. And you see ahead of you a hole in the side of this mountain that is cut out of these square blocks that seem to open to a pathway leading deeper in, where you hear the voice echoing from a faint light exiting the chamber. As you look behind you, you see that there is a smaller version of that rock you found in that house that lays on its side, darkened and dormant, falling to the ground once the last one of you was through the larger one. And you now find yourselves in this new region, unknown of what is going on.
Guns N' Roses playing in the background.
Welcome to the jungle. We have fun games.
And you find yourself in that jungle. And from the world map view,
What the hell?
out of character, you find yourself in the world of the Brink. And that's where we end our session.
What? A crossover event?
Bit of it.
Wait, so does that mean that we have to be on tomorrow?
No.
This is Sunday session place.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
you guys are in a different area entirely, but yeah, you are essentially being thrown into essentially the multiverse.
What? There's a Blackstone Keep here?
There is a Blackstone Keep. You're in the Silverthorn Keep.
Oh wait, no, I was thinking of Black Marsh.
Yeah.
Black
Fair
Marsh Keep.
There's a Gormarsh Cavern. But you won't be going there.
Emosian.
You are technically here.
Okay.
Keeper's Tome, New Haven.
But we will talk about that next Saturday, as now you've been pulled into a situation where something has become destabilized and it has chosen to ask for your assistance, thus bringing you into this world for whatever reason may lie.
Thanks, Doctor Strange.
A new hand touches the beacon.
I hate you so much. Stop talking about the beacon.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that is where we will leave this session off. And of course, Sunday we have the finale of Beyond the Veil, which that's going to be a lot of fun for that. And so let's do a little quick after session breakdown. Get some nice favorites and whatnot from everybody. We'll start with the Finrod.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I definitely enjoyed us grappling onto the dragons tonight.
Yep.
That was a nice way to
Very good.
ride in and also end the siege.
Yeah, the
Yes.
2-for-1 special was pretty good.
And I really can't wait to try the deck.
You totally
Their character
should
fucking
wait to
dies.
use the deck. But it's like, it's seen that it's like,
I
oh
mean-
man, I really want to use it, but also,
It's like back and forth on that. It's like I really want to use it, but at the same time, do I?
Yes,
Is
I
it
want you to use
safe?
it. You should definitely use it.
yeah, there's some spicy ones I added in there. You're gonna have fun with that.
Would you
I mean,
like
I
to
laughed at the
die?
goose. To be honest.
The Goose of Grievance. Oh, that one's a fun one. I really hope you pull that one because it's really stupid and I love it. Because I'll talk about it once we go through the breakdown because some of the card effects are really great. I want you to kind of know what you're getting into. So Kovral, Mr. Rexus.
I mean, I do agree that the just freaking flattening the commander of the siege and then barraging them with that at the airship and then just like, yep, 3 minutes we broke the siege.
We did it.
Just sitting up there raving like, yeah, I did something. And yes, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but the crystal seemed like a remnant
It is.
reference, which was kind of cool. I liked that.
Yes.
When the crystal started rising, I was like, is it going to turn into a door? And then you said it started glowing orange, and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, I just didn't want to like say that.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yep.
Multiverse time. Let's go,
Yep.
Mr. Nash.
I think my favorite part was probably riding or flying the dragon, or steering it with my head in its skull.
With your head.
Yeah, fucking ostrich.
Again, sword.
Ostrich
My
wins.
sword in its skull. I don't know why I say
Sticking with
head.
his other head.
That's what it was. Is he
My
got
shaft.
so fucking worked up on trying to fucking romance a dragon that now he's just stuck with his head in the fucking dragon.
Oh man, bad time for Nosh.
A good time for Nosh.
Okay.
Which head?
That's the question that will never be answered.
I'll leave it up to imagination.
Oh dear.
That and obviously my
Quality player
shitty
porno.
English.
So what she got, Nosh? Was just driving the dragon into the commander's tent?
My shitty English. When I keep saying
Shitty
head
English.
instead of shitty
And
English.
instead of not that word?
Yeah.
Saying literally anything else?
Yeah, literally. Or Gregory wanting to eat the kobold or the dragon.
Yeah. It's a power move,
It
honestly.
is a power move.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Alright. Mr. Rage.
I mean, just like everyone else, that dragon fight sequence is pretty fucking dope. But also, I have a Barrett now. How do I not like that?
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited for my game.
I have a cannon. Bitches love cannons. Yes, I call myself a bitch for the joke, but it's okay.
It's fine. Whatever.
Worth it.
Alright, and then finally, the Saltmeister.
Mrs. R says yes, they do.
But yeah, I mean the whole dragon sequence, like, fucking, I knew something was gonna happen when you had me do that roll, and it ended up being a 2. I was like, this is too bad for him not to fucking use. Like, I kind of expected my axe to just go flying and like me forget to like grab the rope or some shit like that, but then like you saying that like it's just fucking whoop, you know, like I was like, oh man.
And I was like, alright.
Yeah.
Yes!
Well, I'm here. My axe is in that dragon over there.
Something isn't
I'll
adding
get-
up. But yeah,
But yeah, no, it was fun. It was good.
I'm glad. So, with that, I loved a little bit of everything. It was the dragon sequence. I wasn't sure what you guys were gonna do, but I was like, I'm gonna give them the chance to try and melee combat these dragons and see where they go with it. And where you guys went, it was amazing, 150%.
I mean, I was a little surprised that I incapacitated one so easily.
It's the whole idea was like you're using a large grapple arrow on a wing. It's one of those things that if you disable the wings of a dragon, it can't fly. So it's just like, oh, it's focusing on flying, and you're like, oh, I netted you, and it's like, fuck. It'd be different if you were close to the ground, like if you guys were fighting it from the ground, because then it would just become grounded, and then you'd fight it from there. Because you were a kilometer off the ground, it just kind of. I was actually really hoping that you missed all your grapple shots because I wanted the fight to go on, but I was like, the last one hit, and I was like, fuck it, let's see what happens. And he fucked up his roll super hard, and I was like, he earned this one. He got it. It's there. he put that energy in. He wanted it.
And I finally hit it with a javelin.
Yeah, you hit it as you finally dealt damage with the javelin.
For
And then Finrod used it to latch on. He was like, haha. That javelin was the only saving grace you had, by the way. If that
No, I
javelin
kind of
wasn't
figured
in-
that. Just like Swolrod was my saving grace with the gauntlets.
The powers of Swolrod compel me.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's another thing. I'm surprised I didn't have to cash anybody.
Yeah.
I was so
actually
ready for that.
surprised. Yeah.
I figured it
Like
was
you
going
guys
to be
are
me
like-
if you had to catch anyone.
I thought it was gonna be you two. I really did.
Like, you guys had everything planned out. Like, all right, so who can I catch if you fuck up? All right, so we're gonna send these people out, so that way if anything happens,
I can at least maybe be rescued.
yeah.
There's a chance.
I just got angry that I lost my axe. I wanted to get it back.
Fair.
Sheer
that's
willpower to grab onto the fucking dragon.
I am going to get my axe back. Ah!
Yeah,
I
pretty
mean,
much.
I totally imagined you doing that and like with Tommy Lee Jones and Men in Black. Where you going? I'm gonna go get my axe back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get it. Like, what do you mean? I want my axe back. So
Pretty much.
Yeah, so to quickly talk on the deck, which I'm excited for. I'm debating on whether having the original cards in it or just the ones that I did. But essentially, with the standard cards, it's basically with balance, your alignment changes. It becomes the opposite. Comet basically means that you will gain a level. So if you pull that card and then you single-handedly defeat the next hostile monster, it gives you enough experience to crack the next level. It would basically, instead of giving you experience, it'd give you guys enough prestige. Which, speaking of which, you guys are all now level 6? 'Cause I think you're all level 5 currently?
Ooh,
Yeah, so you
we
guys
get
will all be
level.
level 6. Because you beat the snot out of those dragons and gained some serious street cred. Donjon, basically you get put in an extra dimensional prison. Uriel, you take a -2 penalty on saving throws while you're cursed. The Fates, you basically get to redo something. That's essentially what it is. You get to either avoid or erase one moment as it never happened. Flames, a powerful devil becomes your enemy. The devil seeks your ruin and plagues your life. Basically, you get a nemesis that's a devil. The Fool, you basically lose experience and discard the card and draw from the deck again. The Gem, you basically, if you pull the gem, 25 pieces of jewelry worth 2,000 gold each or 50 gems worth 1,000 gold each appear at your feet. Idiot permanently reduces your intelligence by 1d4 plus 1 to a minimum of 1, and you can draw one additional card. Jester, you gain 10,000 experience, or you can draw 2 additional cards. The Key gives you a rare or rarer magic weapon with which you are proficient appears in your hands, and I would choose the weapon. The Knight, you gain a 4th level fighter companion. The Moon, you are granted the ability to cast Wish spell 1d3 times. And Rogue, a non-player character of the DM's choice, becomes hostile towards you. The identity of your enemy isn't known until the NPC or someone else reveals it. Nothing less than a Wish spell or Divine Intervention can end the NPC's hostility. So those are those. Those are the standard mixed standard cards in the deck. The ones that I have are a lot more fun. So the Broken Noose or Grace card basically is a Revivify card. If someone is dead and gone, even to the point of where their soul is no longer in reach, Grace will bring them back. But they have to be, like, you have to draw the card when they are deceased. Like, it can't be like you pull it and you save it. You have to pull the card when it's happening. Fury puts you into a extreme berserker rage, which will deal damage to you over time. It will grant you a very significant damage bonus, and you will fight everything around you until either everything is dead or you are pulled out of it by either being knocked unconscious or reasoned with, which will be difficult. The Brute gives you resistance essentially against psychic stuff. It increases your willpower significantly so you can fight on and persevere. The Serrated Arrow or the Strife card is essentially what the Oath Bow does, but slightly stronger, where it essentially will curse someone to eventually fall, either by your hands or another. The Broken Clover or the Twist card basically reverses your luck until the curse is lifted. So, if you've been rolling really crappy over the session or over the time, is that you would basically get rerolls. Basically, if the majority is shit rolls, you'll be able to reroll anything below a 10 on your d20. If you've been rolling really well, you have to reroll everything above a 10.
That almost sounds good for me.
The Mallet or the
Majority
Breaker
of my
card.
stuff's been below.
So the Breaker card solves the next puzzle you come across. Basically, it's a get out of jail free card for a puzzle. It's inspired by my friend Aaron, who hates puzzles with a fucking passion. So I was like, I'm going to put a card in there for him. It's fun. The Goose, or the Grievance card. On a D100, you have to call high-low or flip a coin, whichever one comes first. If you win the toss, the person you have a grievance with will be teleported to your position. If you lose, you are teleported to their position. Wherever it is in the world. The Seer, you basically can see through things. You'll be gaining perception, minor true sight, stuff like that. The Orb or the Sight card basically gives you the ability to cast Clairvoyance and know what your path is and what is the best route to take. Deft, your Strength and Dex swap. So if, for example, Tovar, you have a Strength of 24 and a Dex of, what, 14, I think?
1 second. I have 23 and 13.
Yeah, so you'd have a 13 in Strength and a 23 in Dex. Until the curse is lifted.
Fuck that.
Anapoly, or the monster's fang, turns you into essentially a kaiju. Like it lets you polymorph into a gargantuan class creature.
That would be good for me.
So to put it in scale, a purple worm is considered huge. It's not even considered gargantuan. A Tarrasque is considered gargantuan.
Oh my goodness.
Those things.
Just turn into a fucking Tarrasque and take down a city.
Right? Just casually.
Iron. I don't remember what iron does. I haven't. Again, I wish I knew where all my fucking papers were. Iron, I think it makes it so. I think it's you. Oh, you become a Warforged. That's right. So basically, your soul gets zooped out of your body, and you get placed in a random Warforged body somewhere in the world.
Tuh.
So, one, you don't know where the fuck you're going to be. Secondly, you have to find your party. Thirdly, you're now a Warforged. It could be either for good or for bad. Who's to say? The soul of a barbarian and a server bot. What could possibly go wrong? These next four are known as the lower eights because they're not good to deal with. Awaken summons a Tarrasque, or at least awakens one in the world somewhere.
Oh.
Breach brings forth an aberration into the world that is a certain number of levels above you in CR rating, and they know where you are, but you don't know what it is or where it is. Veil does the same thing, but it's a ghost type creature, or in that category. And then Rock summons an ancient dragon of random type.
Hey, can we get that egg?
So it could be a friendly ancient dragon, or it could be an angry ancient dragon.
Yes, it could either be really good or really terrible. Again, the deck giveth and the deck taketh away.
The Nosh. Incubated.
No, the Nosh do not incubate. That is not what is happening.
Listen, I got a plus 10 in my charisma based things and a plus 12 in intimidation now, or 13 intimidation now.
Don't give me that. We're not. No, and no. That is not how this is going to work. Cease.
Performance. Take a deep breath.
Cease. Anyway, that's all I have wrapped up for tonight. Thank you all for being out here. Of course, our wonderful players is Stealth Rage as Finrod, Rexus as Kavral, Bird Clock as Nosh, It's Time to Rage as Rage, and of course the Salty Viking as Tovar, and Thirsty Pandy as Mandy. I am Burn the Priest, your DM. Thank you all for being here and viewing this. Thank you for coming along this adventure with us, and we'll see you next Tuesday for a multiverse crossover. Or
Tuesday.
Saturday, not Tuesday. Saturday.
I'm
I'm sorry.
So, yeah.
My schedule's weird. Speaking of which, next Saturday I will be out of state, so we won't have D&D. We will resume the following week.
Gotta
So
have fun.
So you just lied to everybody.
I that's why I'm correcting myself. I haven't stopped the streaming. I'm correcting myself because I forgot that I won't be here until the following Sunday. So the next Saturday, which is, I don't know off the top of my head, I think it's the 12th. We'll be
12th, yeah.
back on the 12th with Siege of Etheria, episode 18, the crossover, and we'll
The
go from
11th?
there. Oh yeah, no, it's the 11th that's right, because we're technically in Sunday now. No, it's Saturday. You
No.
shut your mouth.
I was not saying anything with us. I was saying the 11th.
Oh
you
yes,
have
the 11th
the
will
new
also
one.
have. Will hopefully have session 0 of the sequel campaign to Beyond the Brink. The
Yes.
title is working. I will be giving everyone information once the finale closes on Sunday. So, the week of the 11th and the 12th is going to be a big one. Be there or be square. So, from all of us here at our little D&D club, have a day, and we'll see you next time.
God, that fucking fuck.